From the hot air balloon capital of the world, this is live coverage of the 52nd edition of the Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta, powered by ExxonMobil. It's Balloon Fiesta Live. And now, direct from the rooftop studio at Balloon Fiesta Park in Albuquerque, New Mexico, here are your hosts, Art Lloyd Jr. and Ted Maes.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, happy weekend.
It is the weekend, and it's the final weekend of the 52nd Annual Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta, powered by ExxonMobil.
Yes, we have definitely made it to the weekend. Competition days are over. We've just got 2 more Maes Ascensions and a Night Magic Glow tonight to go. And what an incredible week it has been. Art Lloyd Jr. here along with Ted Maes on Balloon Fiesta Live. And thank you for joining in from all around the world. Thanks for your contributions in our chat rooms. We so appreciate hearing from you and that you're watching us this morning, as every morning.
Yes. I mean, it's incredible. As early as people wake up, I'm getting texts at 3, 4, 5 in the morning from folks. Hey, we're watching you. We're learning so much, and we really appreciate the support and the viewership. And, hey, how about those glows the other night? You know, those people really got into it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, especially the Glodeos the last 2 nights. Just incredible fun and shots.
Participation from the people here on the field, people online, yourself, myself. It's been a lot of fun.
Oh, it's been great fun. Hard to believe that we're already at the weekend and we're down to just 3 more events. At the beginning of the week, you know, the next weekends always seem so far away, and then next thing you know, it's here, and shortly it'll be over.
I walked up on the stage this morning. I thought, it's almost done. This is crazy.
It is.
Ready for 2025.
Well,
but we got to finish 2024
We got to finish
first.
this one first. Again, 3 more, 2 Maes Ascensions this morning and tomorrow morning with a Night Magic Glow tonight. And like we do on Maes Ascension days, on weekends and on Wednesday midweek, we start the day with the Dawn Patrol, and we see that they are all lined up out there in the cold inflation stage.
Yeah, so before long, they'll be going hot, and we'll be able to get some nice colors out there on the field. So if you're on the field, head out over to Dawn Patrol. If you're online, sit back with a nice warm cup of coffee or your nice favorite hot beverage and enjoy the morning with us wherever you are.
Following our Dawn Patrol show this morning, brought to us by Route 66 Casino and RV Resort, we will have our Krispy Kreme Glow, our 13 balloons that will stand up and do a little morning glow, kind of a little reminiscent of last night's Rodeo and tonight's Night Magic. And then we'll be starting our Maes Ascension. And so it looks like it's going to be another great morning. I think I'm hearing a countdown till the actual hot inflation of the Dawn Patrol show. So we just kind of monitor their radios. They're all in communication so that they do the same thing at the same time. They start their fans together. They make sure that everybody is ready to go. And then they'll all light up their burners and stand the balloons up together. Yep, counting down there at 15 seconds.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
He skipped a few numbers
4,
in there, I think he did.
3, 2, 1, and on cue.
There they are.
They're pretty good. And the roar of the crowd. It's going to be a big crowd out here today, Art.
It is. You and I both stayed on site last night in our RVs that we have out here. But all the folks that are coming in, all of our behind-the-scenes staff, all reporting very heavy traffic coming in this morning.
And I don't know about you, but I'll tell you what, my brain is set for 3 a.m. So I thought, I'm going to be on the field today. I can sleep in. Nope, that didn't happen.
I did manage to sleep in. Got an extra 45 minutes of sleep, I think. And there they are standing up.
And you can see back behind them with the glow, there's all the Rainbow Rider ride balloons in the row right back behind them that they're getting ready, as we've talked about throughout the week. They're making sure their systems are rigged and ready to rock and roll. As soon as the sun comes up, they will be checking off some bucket lists with the Rainbow Riders teams.
So on the end, then with the Chick-fil-A balloon.
Yes, Chicklet. We have Shalina Shamo taking over for Kevin Kennedy, or
Craig Kennedy.
Craig Kennedy today.
Hey, Craig says he'll get in and do hops later,
Yes.
but she's going to fly some crew folks this morning. And if we take a look down the line, I think it was Scott Vesely next to him.
Yes.
Yep, in the
Iron
Edge
balloon.
Yep. Lighthouse Business Systems changed their name to Iron Edge. So they've changed that banner. Then there's Greg Lindsay in Floating Oasis.
Is that Chuck Schick?
Yeah, we get the shot from this end so we can see the line and identify them for you.
Man, look at the people out there already.
There you go. So Chiclet on the end, Iron Edge, then Floating Oasis, and then the spiral one. There's I always get him mixed up with Matthew.
Yeah, I believe that's Chuck Schick.
Nope, the spiral one.
sorry.
The spiral one is Rick Jones in Polar Dawn, and then we have Tim Taylor in the red, white, and blue balloon.
Matthew Grote
in Jester's Unwind.
Dewey Ruth in Dawn's Delight, I believe, is next to him. Yep.
Let's see where. Yeah, we need to just kind of pan to the left there, guys. Thanks.
Ask and we shall receive.
Yep. And then we see when they light up because it's still kind of dark. Okay, now we're looking the other way, so yeah. But yeah, that is Dale on the far right now. He was on the left. Because we've got cameras on both ends, the shot will kind of just flip itself around.
Well, they've done a great job all week long, and especially last night at the Rodeo. We had that western shot, and they panned from the north to the south.
That's a new camera for us this year.
That was fantastic. You get a real perspective of what all the balloons looked like last night.
And how many are here.
Yes.
Actually, someone sent us an email last night saying that they really appreciated that shot. They liked all of them, but they really appreciated that one, giving the folks at home the entire feel for how many balloons and how big this field might be. Which, speaking of letting us know what you think, we would love to hear your comments on Balloon Fiesta Live, our coverage all week. In fact, our coverage for all the last 7 years. Pretty soon I'm going to have to say for the past 8 years, because we've got all of our shows from this year are already archived on there. We even put the morning drone show on there, which we're not sharing with you live, but we have recorded that, put that on the air. We're going to be doing the awards brunch later this morning. We'll record that and put that up, so it won't be live either. But after this afternoon, you'll be able to go see and hear what it was like to be at the awards brunch, and you'll know our overall winners. I was talking with our folks this morning, and they're still frantically compiling all of those and getting ready to write the big checks for all those folks. Again, that's at 11 o'clock for those of you who might be around and have tickets to get into the awards brunch. That'll be at 11. We'll record it, and we'll post it later this afternoon for you.
Another great shot from our Windfire production team. Look at that down the
just
row.
Right down the line
of our Dawn Patrol show. I think before long we'll be going to weather here out at the pilot's briefing, but they're still going through their morning rituals, talking about what to expect. This is the final weekend, so there's a lot of crews, obviously, that have been here all 8 days thus far, and it's really pacing yourself, because I'll tell you what, I'll be quite honest with you, Art, I think flying a balloon is easier than what you and I do.
Oh, okay. The easier part of doing this is we at least have chairs.
Yes, we do get to sit.
As opposed to standing. But
yes.
We are on the air longer than a balloon is in flight. If you think about
by several hours,
by
yes.
several hours, because
yes.
we're here at 6 and usually till 8:39, even close to 10. So that's about 4-hour show basically, and yeah, your balloon flight, hour, 45 minutes to an hour, pretty much. Some people have managed to get a couple-hour flights.
Yeah, they have. Total operations no more than 3 hours, and we're still sitting here.
We're still on the air here, and Diane's been with us all week as well. Diane Kinderwater. And she's been getting her steps in. You know, a couple days ago, people were asking about the steps. I finally managed to ask Diane. She told me she's getting more than 20,000 steps, and that's like just in the morning before the show gets.
And she's also on a golf cart, so I bet she's getting more than that if she were really walking around.
If she were really to walk the entire field, yep, she would. Anyway, she has managed to snag some interesting person down there on the field and is about to tell us and introduce us to them. Diane?
Good morning, Art. Good morning, 10. Good morning, the world. I get my steps in because I jog in between. I know a lot of us do that. I'm just kidding. I don't jog in between. I am with Dreams Fulfilled. We all should be awake, though, because it's time for the Dawn Patrol. No more dreaming. Hope we all had good dreams last night. But I'm with Brian from Topeka, Kansas with Dreams Fulfilled. Brian Carlson.
Good morning, everybody. Enjoy the beautiful show this morning. Looks like we're going to have a beautiful Dawn Patrol.
How many years have you been doing Dawn Patrol?
I've been on Dawn Patrol here in Albuquerque for 6 years.
Tell me about the experience, because we can only see you, we don't live it.
There is nothing like it, taking off and watching the sun come up over the Sandias from the air with other fellow pilots, and then seeing all the spectators on the ground and all the pictures being snapped. It's amazing.
Tell me about your crew here and your volunteers.
I have a lot of family and friends that come with me from Topeka, and we all do this is a love for ballooning.
Are you taking off any minute now?
First balloon's taking off. We got one more, then it's up to us.
Who do you have riding with you today?
This morning I have my sister Amber, and then a great crew guy Patrick, who's helped me out for a long, long time.
And how long have you been flying?
I've been a pilot since 2007, and I've got about 800 hours flying.
Do you ever watch Balloon Fiesta live when you're not piloting?
I will go back and watch the archive videos, but usually I'm helping create the Balloon Fiesta live. So.
Thank you. You are content. Thank you, Brian. We're going to show you liftoff. Thanks, guys. Happy flight.
So Dawn Patrol is taking to the sky, as we mentioned. We're going off both ends. We're looking at Rick Thornton.
In Peanuts Forever.
And on the east side, we have the Chicklet balloon, Chick-fil-A, and Selena flying that. And they're sending them right off, so we're going to just have that reverse V formation flying out of here this morning.
You talk about a family affair. Brian Carlson is related to an ex-Dawn Patroller who was here for many, many, many years. I believe Josie, who's on our staff here, is related to him, and Michael Scott was a pilot who's now on the flight safety team for the Balloon Fiesta. Yes. So it's just a big family affair out there on the field, as we've talked about the entire week. There's Chicklet and Shalina Shamo.
With Scott Vesley in the Iron Edge right below. Of course, when the burners are lit, very light and very visible in the sky. When they're not firing off the burners, that's when we depend on those marker lights. And next off, 462. It's a pretty incredible sight to take off and not really see the ground below you, but rather see the lights. And listen to the cheer of the people.
Oh, wow, that's amazing. That was Brian Carlson in 462, who Diane was just talking to.
Yeah.
Pretty balloon when it lights up. You know, the lighter the colors, obviously, the more glow you're going to get.
Yes.
Although I had a black balloon with the rainbow of colors around it, it glowed pretty well, actually.
Uh-huh.
Here comes Scott Vesley over the top of us. 3 remaining out there, Tim Taylor, Matthew Grote, and Dale Dewey Ruth.
Matthew runs a balloon repair station here in the Albuquerque metro area as well. And I think our repair stations, they usually do. Little mishaps continually happen, no matter what happens. And when you bring 500, 600 balloons together and you all go flying, just the law of averages is going to mean somebody's going to have something. I mean, as simple as somebody stepped on the balloon when they're packing it up, and you lift and you put a little rip in it.
A little tear, a little burn, little scuff.
So little things like that. So both Matthew and his Highland Balloon Repair and Dave Eichhorn, who we talked to last night during the Glow, and his Airco repair shop, always busy during Balloon Fiesta, making sure that our balloons are airworthy to fly the next morning after whatever may have happened.
You talk about the frantic pace Christmas Eve, people buying gifts. It's like Christmas Eve week for these guys out here sometimes.
Yeah.
And I believe Tim Taylor will be our last one off.
I don't know who decides what the order is there.
She better not leave that microphone too close to Tim, or we'll go airborne with him, and we'll have an in-flight interview the whole way, knowing Tim.
Yeah, the Dawn Patrol guys, they try and get them off in a pretty quick sequence so that they're all very close in the sky. We saw a couple of, well, one morning we did that cluster launch.
Yes.
Where basically we launched 3 and immediately launched 3 behind them so that all 6 of them in the midweek were all clustered together. We've had other days where it has just been dead calm at this time of the morning, and we've actually set up multitudes of the entire Dawn Patrol show basically lifting off at the same time. And so the idea is to put these balloons up. They love flying. They're the first ones up, which means they're the first ones down, and the first ones to breakfast after flying.
First one to refuel, first ones to have some fun out here on the field.
And then if they really, really, really wanted to, and I know that we talked about Scott Vesley, I know that he has done that in the past.
Come back and fly again.
Yeah, fly out of here in Dawn Patrol, get that flight in, the sun comes up, he lands, he just kind of throws everything back
hustles
in the truck.
back, yep.
Doesn't really pack it. He just puts it in the back of the truck, hustles back here, and he usually gets back here in time for to be able to launch with our second wave.
As we see Tim Taylor in Delight Balloon Team coming our way right to the rooftop studio.
So the first batch kind of got up a little higher and away they went. And Tim's just going to, looks like, well, now he's climbing. But I thought he was just going to stay low over the field where it's slow. It's already a different change in speeds.
From what we've seen from the models that I've been getting on my wake-up call at 3 a.m. from the weather team,
And the different layers here,
yeah.
The other guys are out of sight behind us, and Tim is moving slowly. And
well, I see right on screen now, you see Chicklet, and you see Greg Lindsay kind of going to the southwest. I noticed before Ron Thornton and Peanuts Forever, it looked like he got a little bit of a box back towards the northwest.
So we continue to watch Dawn Patrol here, right over the field. We're looking down out to the south where the Dawn Patrol balloons are going. And Tim Taylor flying right, going to come right over the top of the field here while we talk more with Diane Kinderwater. Diane?
The flag balloon, we tried to show you the launch of the flag balloon, but now the best we can do is show you the wrapping up of the tarp of the flag balloon. So how many people? We have about 15 people wrapping it. We're going to show the wrapping right now. Here we go. And of course the tarp is very important. Woo-hoo-hoo! Woo-hoo-hoo! Hi, what's your name?
Hi, Patricia.
Patricia, have you ever wrapped up the tarp before?
I haven't. First time ever.
So you're laughing.
Yeah, so much fun.
What makes it fun?
Just everything. Everybody all together doing it.
Okay, here's the crew chief telling us what. She's doing the extra work here. Okay. She's working hard. This is behind the scenes. They're not the beautiful photos of all the balloons lifting off and launching, but we're showing you actually the workers are. Let's walk along this line and see all the people it takes. Hi, how are you? Good.
Hi.
They're moving it now to the trailer. Here they go. How many do we have moving this tarp?
Probably 20 or 30 people.
You had the best whistle.
Oh, do I?
When they launched, I heard your big whistle. Do it again. Do it again for me.
All right.
Oh, that did hurt your ears. I don't know what could. There they go. Launch. They're taking the tarp and now filling it into their chase vehicle. 20 people. 20 people. Back to you at the stage.
Thanks, Diane.
Well, we hear that weather is up at the pilot's briefing, so let's send it over to the pilot's tower and Brad Tiedemeyer with our Fiesta weather.
This morning. Honestly, the inversion temperature is right around 60 degrees or so. So until it gets to 60 degrees, those winds aloft shouldn't mix down to the surface. But as we approach 60 degrees, which is going to be probably around that 8:45 to 9 o'clock time frame, we could see winds increase if that speed layer is still there. But with it slowing as much as it has this morning, my outlook is pretty good. When we ran trajectories earlier this morning with the speed layer as fast as it was kind of hinting that you might work your way down towards the Renaissance neighborhood, so the I-25, I-40 corridor. But I think that with that slowing this morning, I think you can kind of stay around the park if you want to. And that's what the profiler shows as well. So you've seen that trend in the winds slowing through over the last hour, and I'll put it on 3 hours so you can kind of see. So it was pretty brisk here earlier this morning, and it's really started to slow up here. With that said, though, there is still a speed layer around 300 feet or so of 10 to 15 knots, and up that goes till about 800 feet, and then above 800 feet is where you get the switch coming back out of the south going to the north. With that said, the top part of the box again is relatively slow, so you're going to have to take some time to work your way back to the north if you want to play the box this morning. Otherwise, it looks like another great morning. The Tafts have variable 6 knots at Albuquerque Sunport, 6 miles visibility and sky condition clear. And then after 1 o'clock, they go a wind out of the west, 270 at 6 knots, visibility greater than 6 miles, few 14,000, scattered 25,000. So another great afternoon and another great glow again tonight. For a double eagle, 330 at 5 knots, visibility greater than 6 miles, broken 14,000, and that carries till noon today, and then afternoon they go variable 6 knots, visibility greater than 6, few 14,000, scattered 25. So may see a few high clouds drifting in this afternoon, but otherwise should be another fantastic day across the Albuquerque area. Okay, with that, I have Jameson and Kaysen helping us with the Pieball launch this morning. Do I have any launch directors in the area to give them permission to launch?
So we picked up the first words out of Brad's mouth when we picked him up. There was fly the box.
Fly the box, right?
Fly the box.
And then while they were doing that weather briefing, I stepped off the stage real quick, and sure enough, all of our Dawn Patrollers are coming back over the top of the field.
And kind of that typical up high, it's not an exact box, which it normally isn't, but you get back to the north and you're going to get a little bit of roll off to the northwest. So this could be a splash and dash day out to Rio Rancho Corrales area.
Bernalillo.
Yeah, maybe. Depends if you can stay straight or not. But yeah, another one of those Chamber of Commerce, fly low, fly to the south, go up, fly back out to the north and northwest. I think we're going to be in for a great morning. And we heard Brad at the end of the briefing talk about the light winds that we expect this afternoon for our Night Magic Glow tonight. This is a great shot.
All of our pilots paying attention.
Yep. So this is, and there was Debbie O. She's just went behind the Balloon Fiesta Live logo and off the screen. She's the one that purpleized you the other morning.
Indeed she did.
Yeah. And see some of our other great friends down there as they continue to participate in pilots briefing. Weather really kind of a small part of the entire briefing. Like you were talking about, it's kind of like, let's review what happened yesterday and what do we learn from that. Here's what the weather looks like. So here's what we're going to do today. Safety tips and reminders. You talked a lot. At this point, it's about fatigue. It's about paying attention and working through that and making the proper decision about whether you should be flying or not today.
Yeah, not only that, but also landowner relations. You know, you realize, years ago when we flew out here, there was a lot of open space, and as it's become more congested, Nancy Wirtz and her landowner relations team works year-round to continue to keep the good faith amongst the people of Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, Bernalillo, the Sandia Pueblos, and whatnot, to make sure that we have open and safe landing spots for all of our pilots and crews. So we want to really make sure. They actually have a program where if you land at someone's home or on their property, you get them to get their information and turn it back in, and they draw one landowner each day to receive a prize. So I think that's a really great program that's out there, and we really appreciate everyone who is welcoming of all the balloons here from Balloon Fiesta.
We call that program X Marks the Spot, sponsored in part by the Hispano Chamber of Commerce, and that has been a great success. And some people, and those prize baskets are really nice.
Full of a lot of great stuff.
Yep. So if you are lucky enough to have a balloon land on your property, and one of the ways you can help encourage that would be to join the X Marks the Spot program, where you get a white X or a white sheet and put that out on your property. Now, if you've just got a 10 by 10 backyard, we're not going to be able to land there, although we'd love to see the sheet there.
Yeah.
But if you've got a yard or a lot next to you or part of your area that we could land these big old balloons in, go ahead and talk to our landowner relations folks through the X Marks the Spots program. Put up one of those sheets, and you may possibly have a balloon land there. The first time I ever heard that, I was in Baton Rouge, Louisiana in 1990 for the national championship event. And they talked about people having these sheets out there, and I just thought that's a really great idea. And so we've had it here for a number of years, and every year it gets a little bit bigger and a little better. The prizes when we do land there are even bigger and better as well.
Well, as a pilot, I know that I was always looking for, and when I go out on the field after we're done up here on the stage, we talk about, how did your flight go? Where did you go? And these pilots are like, hey, I was so glad to see so many white X's or flags out on the ground. So it's helpful for them as well and helpful for the crews.
Like you said, we've definitely heard that more this year than we have in the past. So we appreciate that program continuing, and those of you out there that are participating with us. So next up is our Krispy Kreme Glow here on Exxon Mobil Day. And so we're seeing our Krispy Kreme balloons getting their glow up, and I did see a shot of the Exxon Mobil balloon getting cold inflated as well. In fact, there it is.
Yep, Tristan McLean.
He'll be the balloon of the day today, taking our our flags out during the national anthem.
As today is Exxon Mobil Day at the 52nd annual Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta, powered by
Exxon Mobil.
We hear Diane is out on the field again with some other folks. So Diane, what do you have for us?
That is promoting awareness for Down syndrome and also disabilities. And I have Sherry here with me, the owner of the balloon, and she has some friends with her that she's going to be giving a pin to. And John is going to take his first flight today in the balloon. And Sherry, tell me a little bit about your balloon and the pin that you're going to be giving.
Yes, absolutely. We fly the Lucky Few for the Rio Grande Down Syndrome Network. And our mission is to spread awareness and promote inclusion of people with Down syndrome, and really just celebrate people with Down syndrome. And so anyone that comes to the balloon during Fiesta that has Down syndrome gets one of our pins and becomes sort of an honorary member of our crew. And we also try to give rides to people with disabilities or sort of champions in the disability community. Teachers, care providers, things of that nature. So it's a lot of fun.
So you're going to get your first pin right now?
I'm excited.
Look at.
Thank you.
Honorary member of our crew.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. John, thank you. And John, you're going to take your first flight today?
Yes, I am.
What do you think about that?
It's good. I'm the first start, so.
Yeah, you're right. We're excited for you. We're all gonna wave to you, okay? We're gonna wave now. Sherry, let's wave to John. Thank you. Bye. Bye. Thank you. Thank you.
Such a great program that they put together out there. Tony Polito is the pilot of the Rio Grande Down Syndrome Network balloon, and this is his 35th Fiesta. I've known Tony for eons. Him and his twin brother, they are identical twins, and if they're standing next to each other, it's really difficult. They've been flying for over 40 years in the Albuquerque area.
And Tony was up to see us earlier in the week. Did you guys chase balloons on your bikes together?
Or
did you meet him a little after that?
He was a little bit older than I was. I didn't meet Tony until he was in college. But we kind of connected, and he and his brother Andy had a balloon. He told us a real interesting story. When they were in high school at Monzano High School, these guys were, as such myself, a balloon nerd, right? So back when the Double Eagle crossed over the Atlantic, everybody around here, if you're involved in ballooning in Albuquerque, that was a big thing.
It was the only thing.
It was the only thing, yeah. And so he and his brother and some high school friends built a balloon out of trash bags, black trash bags. They sewed them together with irons, and they paint. It's funny, they actually took silver spray paint, just like the Double Eagle balloon,
right,
and they sprayed the top of it, and they built a little fire like the Montgolfiers did.
Right.
They built a little basket, and they put their phone number in it, and they let it go. And there were some newspapers that were in the bottom, and it flew off, and they said they chased it all the way to Harris Canyon, Klein's Corners, I guess, and they kind of lost it out of sight. And then about 9:30 that night, they get a phone call from Missouri. The balloon had landed all the way in Missouri.
And they found the newspaper from Albuquerque in there. They checked with the newspaper. Yeah, that was a great story.
Yeah.
That was really a great story. Yeah, to decorate some trash and really to combine all the technologies here. The Double Eagle was a hydrogen balloon, and it was silver at the top and black, but to take the trash bags, but then bring the whole flame, smoke, and fire thing from the original balloons in 1783.
Just the passion of ballooning as young children, and now
All
it's gone
that.
into this, and now
Yeah.
Tony's flying in his 35th Balloon Fiesta. Amazing.
Yep, incredible story.
We see Tristan McLean there, and then you see some of our Dawn Patrollers headed back north on that box. So it's going to be shaping up, Art, to be a fantastic day out here on the final Saturday of the 52nd Annual Balloon Fiesta.
And of course, we were just talking, and we just saw the Rio Grande Down Syndrome Network balloon that we've been talking about with Tony Polito. Actually, right next to them is the POW MIA balloon. Luke Susnick has that balloon out in our Krispy Kreme glow as well.
On the left side of Tony, you have Rodney Baca and Cruise Control, the Farmers Insurance balloon. It's his 33rd year out here. I know him and Tony known each other a long time, local pilots, yeah.
And the yellow balloon that's lighting up with the Zia symbol in the top, it's going to be Eric Greenwood. When he stands up, you'll see in addition to the yellow and the greens, you're going to see the red silhouettes of the state of New Mexico.
Yes, and the name of that balloon is Entrapment. He corrected me earlier in the week. Back in the day, his first balloon, they just had the crosses of Las Cruces down there.
Yeah, there were not really anything on the red silhouettes.
And now they have. That's where his house is, basically, here in Albuquerque.
So snap a picture and then go visit Eric.
Yeah,
you'll be able to do that.
We have the.
This is basically the second envelope. We were talking about the first one. The first one looked just like this, other than those markers.
Yep.
And he used to call that one Enchantment.
Yep.
And now this one's Entrapment.
Here we have here we have a married couple. This is Lori and Kurt Van Sant going from the left to the right.
Yep. Lori on the left, and Kurt second in. Then the third one over, the yellow one with kind of little purples coming up. That's Jody Browning and Tater Tot. And on the end,
that's Mark Meyer and On the Fly. We've talked about Mark a couple times
because he's put the Carnival balloon up for us.
Yep.
As a special shape.
From Vass, North Carolina. And well, we have Diane Kinderwater with a family down there on the field. So Diane, what are they seeing?
Ted, literally on the field. I mean, how much more on the field can you get than Jeffrey and Cristal? I guess they don't want to strain their head to look up. They don't have to do that. They're just chilling here right in the middle of the crowd. Nobody's stepping on them, and no balloons can really lay down by them because they are chilling without having to put out much effort. Jeffrey, what are you doing?
Oh, I'm just enjoying my time out here. And like you said, trying not to strain my neck. It's a lot easier just to lay down and watch the balloons from a view down here for sure.
When I get up in the air, the lights get them up and we can see them all up in the air. That's all we need to do.
It's just laid out here.
At least until they all start coming up a little bit more. But right now they're all right next to us. I can see them all lift up. It's great.
Are you afraid about people stepping on you? It is dark out here, Jeffrey, other than our TV camera.
Well, he kind of wears white. I kind of wear my white. We kind of just wear so we're not too dark out here. I mean, it is pretty dark, but once they get up and everyone gets around us, everyone can see where we're at. We can see where we're at.
I've never seen anybody lay like this, just so you know, Jeffrey.
I enjoy it, there's not many people who just sit there and enjoy the moment, and that's what I like to do is just sit here and enjoy the moment for sure.
little bit too overrated nowadays. You know, just sitting there, take it all in, and that's all we're here to do, just take it all in.
You're taking it all in right on the ground, right on the field, and we're glad that it's nice and grassy because it's soft. It's very soft. Okay, back to you hard workers out there. Ted and Art, we're having a nice time on the field. Yeah, you don't have to.
I think maybe perhaps Gary and the Windfire production team may have a new camera angle.
Straight down.
Straight up.
Well, from those guys, yeah, we'll have to put some goggles on them and
right.
with cameras in them, and we can do that. Yeah. Well, you got to say one thing. Diana's definitely found some unique angles and folks doing different things out here at Balloon Fiesta. And why not? With tens of thousands of people out here, everyone enjoying Balloon Fiesta in their own special way. And that's just great. So we understand that pilot's briefing has concluded, and they are putting the green flag up as we sit here in our Krispy Kreme glow. We are still about 30 minutes away from sunrise and about 25 minutes away from our national anthem. But as they were talking about how dark it is, as we look out to the Sandias, we can actually now see the outline, which means the sky is starting to lighten up, that pre-dawn light. And our camera catches it even better than our view.
Oh, yeah, that silhouette of the Sandias is just phenomenal. That is one thing I do miss from not being in the land of enchantment. Open spaces and far skies.
Yeah, being a big river valley here, it's really nice. No matter where you are, you do have a pretty vast view because the terrain increases in altitude on both sides of you, so you look one way and it's going up there. You just see a lot of space.
Well, the thing that's different when you come back, right? When you come back and you're not used to seeing mountains and you see the majestic Sandia Mountains there, it's just mind-boggling at times. You know, and then we have people online all the time talking about how they so miss New Mexico. They were from here, they left. Yes. Hey, you can always come back. I'm back again. You know, I ran into a pilot down this morning, Dan Backus. He flies Concho, and he says, hey, do a shout out to my wife, Jen Backus, down in Florence, Arizona. She has been watching you guys every single day. So good morning, Jen. And if Dan's now in trouble, it's on him, not on me.
There you go. Speaking of watching every single day, you know what I would really love to see? I would love to see screenshots posted of you watching or Balloon Fiesta Live on your TV, in your office, in your home. Maybe your puppy dogs are watching. Let's just see what we can do with some pictures of you watching Balloon Fiesta Live from your home, and just go ahead and post it on your social media, on our social media, wherever, and let's use the hashtag Balloon Fiesta Live.
Yes.
So, take a shot of you watching Balloon Fiesta Live, post it for us. Balloon Fiesta Live would be the hashtag, and of course, we're always looking for comments about what you think about Balloon Fiesta Live. So we have an email address that if you want to send us your comments about Balloon Fiesta Live, our coverage, something you like, something you'd prefer we do a little bit differently, we would love to see that. The address is balloons@balloonfiesta.com. So very simple, balloons, plural, at balloonfiesta.com. And email us at any time and let us know what you think. So about Balloon Fiesta Live, we're always looking to make things better. I think we've done that over the years. Every time we added a new camera. Actually, we added 2 new cameras this year. One of them was kind of a test, but we're doing 2 new cameras this year. And of course, we now have Ted here on the stage. We have Diane down in the field. We would love to hear from you. So if you please take a moment and let us know what you think. Balloons@balloonfiesta.com, and then post those pictures on your social media, or send them to that address too. You can do that as well.
Yeah, you know, on my own personal Facebook account, I've been getting tons of those. Here's Ted and Art working really hard, or here's Art and Ted working really hard, pulling in the hours at Balloon Fiesta Live. So we do appreciate that, but please tag us because it is interesting to see all the people from around the world.
And I'm not a big social media guy. I understand it, I get it, but it's one of those things that I just haven't personally embraced at the level that a lot of other folks have. So I just kind of lurk a lot, and I go look for all that stuff, and I see what gets posted. You just won't necessarily see a lot of posts directly from me. Speaking of things that we do for you in the guise of making this entertaining and fun, last year we started something. We started giving away license plates. The state of New Mexico had for years a balloon, hot air balloon license plate. And they actually looked just like this. And so now we're making replicas of those plates, and it says BF Live on it for Balloon Fiesta Live. It's got our logo down there. It's got the year 2024 in it, and it has the banner flying from the balloon since 2017. And so if you would like to win one of these, all you need to do is scan that QR code that was on the screen. We'll put it back up in just a moment. You scan that code, put the entry information in there, which is basically your name, address, and how would we send it to you. We do ask a couple of other questions that are all optional. Go ahead and enter, and you may be the proud winner of a Balloon Fiesta license plate.
One entry only, please, because we don't want to have Ken here, or Art, going through and pulling off all of the duplicate names. And it is a nice plate. It's metal. It's not a piece of plastic. It's an actual nice license plate. And hey, I had an idea as I was just sitting here.
What's that?
Maybe for next year, we can put a QR code somewhere on here, and it can link it back to Balloon Fiesta Live.
Hey, we'll have to. Yeah, that's a good idea. Instead of the banner down there, it can be carrying the QR code
right
for
down
us.
Here. Yep.
Yeah. Our friends at the sign store here in Albuquerque, Alpadillo, and those folks, they actually provide these license plates to us. Al and his guys at the sign store do great work, produce all of the signs and banners that you see around Balloon Fiesta Park. And like we said, we pull 3 winners each day. I don't think I'm going to announce these yet. I'm going to wait till later in the morning to announce our winners for this morning. But you still have, so today's winners have been chosen, but get in because we've got tonight and tomorrow morning. And obviously, with the number of people that are in there, the later you wait, the chances of you winning become a little less. Those of you who have been in since day one, obviously, you've been in that drawing every single day. And thanks for participating in our Balloon Fiesta Live license plate giveaway.
Well, you know, as an ex-Krispy Kreme balloon pilot, this is a wonderful sight. You know, there were some of those mornings where you thought, well, you know, I'm not really sure. It's a little gusty, but wow, this weather is really tuning up to be something nice. And I think we're going to have a phenomenal Maes Ascension this morning.
I think you're right. Things, yeah, this is, I'm just looking up at our little anemometer here, and it's barely moving. So, and just looking at the Krispy Kreme balloons, they're not moving either. They're just
not at all.
Rock solid out there.
I like it when sometimes the models are just a little off.
Just off. Well, as balloon pilots, we look at the weather ourselves. We get the weather from Brad Tiemeyer and the rest of the weather team over there, but we look at it ourselves. We're watching it all the time. We're making our own predictions, if you will, about what we expect to see. And then, of course, we have these discussions about that as well. You know, well, what do you think is going to happen? What do you think is going to happen? And I know there's some thinking out here this morning that it might be a little breezy, but on the other hand, I guess I was always of the deal. I think it's going to stay nice this morning. That's my prediction.
Well, you won't know until the sun comes up what's going on. And there's the green flag. It is up. So the question of the day, we would much rather go with the green rather than the red. So we definitely have a green flag. So all systems are go here at the 52nd annual Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta, powered by ExxonMobil.
Red balloons and green flags.
There you go.
Is the way this all comes together.
Or as my wife likes to say, morning flights and glowing nights. So I think we're going to deliver on both, Valerie. I think we are.
And I see a number of other folks getting their burner checks going on as we see that ExxonMobil is now standing up. And our Krispy Kreme, of course, is glowing for us this morning. Even look how steady ExxonMobil is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And look at the people down there by them. We had reports that there were, in fact, you can even see the flags going up the road. There's like one that's trying to wiggle.
Little light. Well, you're going to get that with the little hill right there and the way
the
wind.
One that's standing out is on the golf cart that's driving.
Right. Or the bus going by.
Yeah, it doesn't have a flag, though. So, yeah, great folks, great things happening out there. And I think we're going to, like I started to say, reports of a lot of traffic out there this morning.
Yes.
And so, you know, if you're coming out and you get in traffic, just kick Balloon Fiesta Live on. You won't miss anything.
No, you won't. So as we continue to wait here, I hear that speaking of weather,
yep,
we have a weather guest here shortly.
We're about to get the cameras and all that set up.
Yep.
What a great shot that is. Oh, look at that one.
Even better.
ExxonMobil, Krispy Kreme in the back, a little bit of clouds. Yeah, Rainbow Riders setting up.
You know, you have Brad Rice right there, right in the balloon with the Zia to the right. And,
yeah, he's flying one of those Rainbow Rider balloons that we can actually identify and know which one it is.
Right, and I saw a social media post from the other day. They had laid their balloon out, they were ready to go, and they noticed a tear in it.
Oh, no.
So not to disrupt the bucket list for the passengers, they had a spare envelope out here and got it out, and he was still able to fly. So he said, hey, I was flying incognito the other day, but I see that he's back in his normal balloon. So,
well, there you go. We talked about repair stations before.
Yes, we did.
And we have been talking about the weather and the weather team up here at Balloon Fiesta. A new addition to our weather team this year is Don Day, and he has joined us up here on the stage this morning. Good morning, Don.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
So, looks like we're going to have a fabulous day. Is that? Can we get that officially confirmed from the weather team?
Yeah, we're encouraged for sure. When we came in this morning very early, the winds above the ground were pretty quick.
Yeah.
But they've really slackened off quite a bit, and that combined with a little bit of cloud cover, a little bit of a less of a pressure gradient between here and Santa Fe, I think we're going to have a great morning.
Excellent. And what does the prognosis look like for tonight and tomorrow morning's farewell Mass Ascension?
This high pressure ridge has been amazing, and it's been very persistent, and it's going to hang on for one more day. So I think we're going to be able to get through Sunday. I think folks here in Albuquerque will notice the weather starting to change on Monday, but we'll be all done by then.
Perfect. That's the perfect time for it to change. So, Don, you're kind of new, officially new to our weather team this year. What's it been like?
Drinking from a fire hose. I tell you, getting behind the scenes and seeing all the teamwork and all it takes to put this event together. And then, you know, the phrase micro-meteorology really sums up Fiesta. The lay of the land, the topography, the river system, the mountains, the little things that make all the difference with the weather really come together here. And that's what I'm going to take away from this week, is learning all these little idiosyncrasies of the weather that make the forecasting here, you know, it's a challenge for sure.
Well, Don, not to play on words, but I know this is not your first Glodeo or rodeo. Can you tell the folks out there really the background of what you bring to Fiesta?
Yeah, so I'm a hot air balloon pilot, and I got into hot air ballooning about 25 years ago. Then all of a sudden found myself in the world of stratospheric ballooning, doing weather forecasts for stratospheric balloon projects like Red Bull Stratos and a few other things. And so I've been immersed in balloon weather for quite a while. And then, you know, the balloon community, you get to know everybody. And so it's been a real privilege and honor to be a part of the team this year.
Well, I know I've talked with Brad Tiemeyer, who's our chief meteorologist on the team here, and he is absolutely thrilled to have you and your knowledge and expertise joining the team. And I know we've worked together on some gas balloon flights, as
right.
You are the meteorologist for a number of those teams throughout. And so, yeah, this is just really great to have you a part of the team. And hope that you have enjoyed the time as well.
I have, and I think we're going to have a great day, and I hope everybody coming out will enjoy it as well.
All right, hope to see you back out here again next year as part of the team, Don.
Thanks for having me.
You bet. Thanks for coming up and joining us here. Don Day, one of the meteorologists on the Balloon Fiesta weather team, providing this great weather all week. We like to give them credit when we get good weather.
You know, and we like to give them a little bit of, slack when it's not, but it's not their fault.
It's not their fault at all, so.
Thanks, Don.
A little inside joke going on around the field here all week.
Yep. Get a little bit quacky for me, So as we
speaking
about quacky people, let's go talk to Diane and some quacky balloon crew people.
Oh, it's a love story. Oh, we have a love story here at Balloon Fiesta. Not your typical love story, one where they're getting married here at Fiesta, but a love story that happened 6 years ago when two pilots met each other at Fiesta and then decided to tie the knot. But what's interesting about this, I have Mark from Albuquerque, Kurt Van Sant, and he's the one to tell us the love story because he's got Burning Desire, that's the name of his balloon, where his bride Lori.
Flying Black Magic Woman.
Next door. She didn't want to talk about the love story, so I'm going to let Kurt tell us how romantic you met as two pilots here at Balloon Fiesta and then decided to get married on a mountain.
We actually met through ballooning, just different rallies, about 12 years ago. Got married about 6 years ago. Married out in Eagle Nut or Angel Fire, and Judge Judy Nakamura married us, and we flew the next morning together with our own balloons and flew off into the sunrise, I guess you would say, and landed together, and yeah, we've been together ever since.
But in different balloons.
Yes.
Sometimes they say a good marriage is when you have different rooms or different houses, but you've got different balloons.
Keeps the peace in the family.
But you still have your burning desire.
I still have my burning desire for Black Magic Woman, yes.
There's the burning. His balloon, of course, is Burning Desire, and his wife's is Black Magic Woman. So he's got that desire, Burning Desire for Black Magic Woman. Thanks, Kurt. Appreciate it. Have a safe flight today. Thank you.
Well, thanks, Diane. Never have I ever heard a love story so sincere.
Well, there you go. I was actually up in Angel Fire because it was a balloon rally up there, and so it was kind of like there was this little buzz going around, and then the next thing you know, hey, Kurt and Lori got married during the rally there. Judy, I usually fly that rally, as does Kurt and Lori and Judy and some other folks. It's a great little rally, basically Father's Day weekend in Angel Fire, New Mexico. I want to say about 25 or 30 balloons usually up there. It's a little valley, a mountain valley as well. So we typically just kind of fly down. I actually one time took a flight. I took off from lately we've been taking off from the airport. They close it for us. Took off from the north end of the runway, taxiway, and then landed on the numbers on the runway at the south end. And one of those challenge flights we've talked about over the day. Yeah, I bet you can't hit the numbers there. Dead center on the numbers. And I got pictures from the air. I got pictures from the ground. I got video coming in. Yeah, I nailed those numbers.
Nice, nice. You know, and then Kurt, it's kind of funny, you know, growing up here in Albuquerque, several of us in high school. Kurt went to high school with myself, Lachelle Pete. We have tons of Steve Mezzincello. There's all sorts of balloonists that have gone that I've been around a long time down here. So it's fantastic, and they're a fun group. They're a fun group of folks to hang out with. I know that they love flying, and obviously they have a love for one another. So we see the Rainbow Riders, the Pueblo Cultural Center balloon right there. I don't see your Aggie Up balloon yet, but nope. It'll be there shortly.
There's General Mills balloon banner flown by Keith to catch.
And right next to him, Sean Spikert in Gut Wrenched.
Gut Wrenching.
Gut Wrenching, yes. Wrenching, and then he has his racer balloon that looks almost identical to it, but it's Gut Punched.
Yep. Identical design, obviously more of the racer size. Someone on the chat here has said, hey, that's really great that they've got a weather balloon combo person in Don Day. I would point out that Brad Tiemeyer is also a balloon pilot, and Duncan Donovan that we had on earlier in the week, who was also here with Balloon Camp yesterday, he is also a balloon pilot. So all of our weather, and then Karen Wells is the fourth member of the team who's been doing the weather loop. She flies and builds Globitos. Her husband, Zarek, is a hot air pilot. At one point, they were going to have kind of a complimentary set of balloons. Zarek, of course, flies that yellow one with the black mustache that we call Guilty. And there was plans for one similar type balloon that Karen was going to fly. And then the whole idea of remote controls came along, and Karen got more involved in building remote control balloons and flying those. So I'm not sure where she is on her continuum of moving into a licensed, certificated, technically, hot air balloon pilot. So all of our weather team folks are basically balloonists at some level. And so, as Don said, micrometeorology, it really does pay. It's different. It's not the stuff you see on the TV news.
Well, and you know, when you're flying in wherever you're flying in the country, but when I fly here in Albuquerque and we don't have the Fiesta going on, you know, as a pilot in command, you have to get your own weather. So you typically wake up before the lights out. You call the National Weather Service. You get a briefing from the weather briefer, and a lot of times, some of them are very astute about knowing you're a balloon pilot. Yes. Others start giving you all the aviation weather, and it's like, understand I'm not going to Las Cruces from Albuquerque. That's not going to go. So it goes down to the micro spot. So it's gotten much better over the years, where when you pick up the phone and you call, you identify yourself like hot air balloon and whatever your end number is, and then they understand it. But in past years, you start getting the whole gamut of weather, and we really don't need that. We need to know about 10 miles around us what's going on.
And of course, now you can actually get that briefing online.
Yep.
And so you can focus in on just the pieces of the weather that you are actually in need of. So we're just a few minutes away from our national anthem and the colors going airborne with Tristan McLean in the ExxonMobil balloon here on ExxonMobil Day. And we'll be flying a balloon camera again today. And that's Pat Irwin's basket with the Balloon Fiesta Live banner on it. He's out there in H1 or 2, so about midfield. That's Pat right there.
There's
That's
Pat.
going to be our pilot. Yeah, wave, Pat.
With the Nevada Battleborn balloon.
He was, when I approached him about flying the camera for us, he was excited about doing it, and glad to have him on board. Nick Abrams flew the early part of the week, and Pat is flying the later part of the week for us.
I had a lot of fun flying the camera, and in fact, last night up here on the Rooftop Studios, I didn't even realize the cameraman that was with me on one of my maiden flights for you guys was here, and he reminded me, and it was good to know. He actually even said, "Hey, I was out there with one of the best pilots."
Yeah, I know. I know you. I flew with you. Yeah, yeah.
There's a great shot right there of J.D. Dyer. We actually spoke with him. He's from the UK the other day.
Not the Aggie balloon, but there's the University of New Mexico balloon, kind of tussled in there between the 96 radio balloon and the Indian Pueblo Cultural Center.
Cherry Up, I think is what the name is.
Yeah, with the turquoise on the bottom into the red.
Well, a whole lot of folks are going to get their bucket list checked today from Rainbow Riders. It's going to be a glorious day here at the 52nd Annual Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta, powered by ExxonMobil. I'm looking out to the west, Art, and I see some of our Dawn Patrollers are just so subtly flying, nice and calm. They're probably across the river now, headed towards Rio Rancho, so it's going to be one of those postcard days in Albuquerque.
Yeah, and not only all those bucket ride list checks, look at all the people on the ground, and you know they're checking off a bucket list just to be here at Balloon Fiesta.
If you just think about how, we all have cameras, right? And you know I have some crazy 80,000 photographs on my phone. Just think about in the next.
Yeah, I hear you're still at 80,000. You haven't topped the 90 yet.
No, not yet.
You've been slacking.
Well,
here.
I've been up here working hard. You put me to work, and you're working me hard. 87,277 as of right now.
Yeah.
But in the next 30 minutes, think about how many photographs are going to be going on your devices in the next 30 minutes.
Yeah.
It's unfathomable.
Even in the next 5 minutes, because we're about to send the colors off with our national anthem, and so we're about to officially get underway. Let's pick up the public address system from the Main Street stage and our public address announcer, Mr. Bill Royal.
Please welcome to perform our national anthem, the 44th Army Band of your New Mexico National Guard.
fabulous saxophone quartet with our national anthem. ExxonMobil, Tristan McLean, the balloon in the sky, and the flyover by Chili Express.
Yes, that was just numbing.
Well, and with
Goosebumps.
the all
The all burnt, yeah,
burn as
yes.
well, yeah. So there was probably just 100,000 pictures just taken right there.
Incredible.
And of course, the Chile flight will be coming back around and making another pass, this time from east to west over the field, doing their starburst type pattern as they come back over the field. Looks like we're able to follow all the way around back there. That's great, guys.
Awesome.
Krispy Kreme will be launching shortly. I see them all getting buoyant and anxious. They want to get up there in the sky.
Yeah, they've been standing a while, about a half an hour. You have to really manage your fuel if you're going to be a Krispy Kremer. Yes.
Yes, you do. Sometimes this means maybe an extra tank that you have that you maybe inflate on and do this Krispy Kreme glow on.
There we see the Fiesta balloon.
Fiesta Gold is that one.
That's a great shot of the top of the crown. That is a silhouette of Sid Cutter.
Yes.
Of the statue down there. And just a great shot.
That balloon was built for the 50th right here in the Sid Cutter Pilots Pavilion. It's kind of cut out. It's got replicas of the original 13 balloons. Red, white, and blue was a really big deal when ballooning kind of got started around here in the mid to late 70s. That was a really popular color. And so I'll have to check and see who's actually flying that one today as the Chili Express comes back around.
What a great shot. The crest of the Sandias, the sun about coming up, a little bit of cloud cover.
Which, as Don Day told us, is actually going to help make things a little more stable today.
And that's a nice word when you're a balloon pilot. Stability.
Stable.
Yes.
Yeah.
I will take stability over wind any day of the week.
Yeah, you know, the lifted index, which is just one of those meteorological numbers that we get. When that's in the plus side, it's like, yes. Smoke on as we make the pass from east to west. This is our Chili Flight Express. Volunteers that build their own planes. And they continue to fly for us, usually on Saturday mornings. There's the Starburst.
I think our PA announcer
they heard it online.
Yeah, has been up a little too long.
Yeah.
Great shot over the top of the field. There goes Eric Greenwood in Entrapment. There's Rod Baca. There's a great
Farmers
shot.
Insurance.
Yep.
So waves here again and launching out that will be launching from the south end of the field and the middle end of the field because Krispy Kreme was standing up basically in the middle of the field. They will launch out of there, followed by the ride balloons as we continue to the north. And at the same time, we'll be launching from the south end of the field. So it's kind of like it's going to be a wave through, but it's kind of like launching two sets at a time. And we'll do it in two waves. We'll come back through around again. JJ Mancini and Mr. Sprinkles, part of the Krispy Kreme glow going off on the left. On the right, you see all the Rainbow Riders balloons. And in the middle, you see all those people that were in traffic a few hours ago. They've now made it to the field, and they are in for a fabulous day today here at Balloon Fiesta.
And they're snapping photo after photo after photo, and I was just handed someone's phone. You asked and you shall receive. We have Jeremy Karlovich. They're watching Embrace the Sky, Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta 2024 on hashtag Balloon Fiesta Live while enjoying breakfast from Little Elm, Texas. Mom, Jenny, is on the field crewing for Bill Broker with the photograph.
Billy.
And what a great photograph right there.
Yeah, you know, Bill Broker's not going to be here today. Waldo's going to be here for Billy.
Is it today or tomorrow?
He's going to do today. I talked with him yesterday. And so Waldo has invaded the Billy balloon team today.
Gotcha.
We'll see if we can point that out when we get to that point.
Not just where's Waldo, but where's Diane on the field right now?
That's a great question. So, Diane, where are you?
I am here with Ella Elia from Albuquerque. She tracked me down because she wanted to tell us that she listens to Balloon Fiesta Live every day at work. At work. She's got it on one computer and she does her work on another computer. Elia, thank you so much for tracking us down.
Yeah, thank you. This has been a lot of fun to listen and watch and kind of follow along with Fiesta. It has been so gorgeous this year, and so much fun to listen and see what all's going on when I can't make it to the field. And then I've been listening actually to the audio feed while I'm on the field, so I can kind of keep up with what's going on.
So you keep better informed by listening and knowing what's going on, right? With the audio feed. So you have it on
exactly. So I've got I've got it up on my phone right now, in my headset, in my earbuds, and listening as I wander the field.
Now, in addition to looking terrific, she's going to tell us about her outfit. Also, she is the niece of one of the founders of Balloon Fiesta, Tom Rutherford, former state senator Rutherford, former announcer of Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta. Tell me about Tom, your uncle.
So he billed himself as a hot air specialist. Of course, he was a pilot for a while. He started off with the Balloon Fiesta. Helped start off the Balloon Fiesta. He was working with 770 KOB at the time at their 50th anniversary, and with Sid Cutter, who we knew from around town, got the first balloons together for the first Fiesta in April of '72.
We're all grateful to Tom Rutherford. Thank you so much for that, Tom. And tell me quickly about your outfit.
Yeah, so this is kind of a steampunk classic EGL fashion look. I wear this frilly fashion on a regular basis. And it's Japanese street fashion that's inspired by Victorian and Rococo and just very frilly, hyper feminine aesthetics, and it's a lot of fun to wear. So I've got a skirt with balloons on it. I've got petticoats.
You got balloons and everything, and a lot of attention. Thank you, Elia. Appreciate you stopping us. Appreciate your uncle and your family, and for you watching and listening to Balloon Fiesta Live.
It's wonderful keeping up the tradition of the announcing, and it's always a delight to listen along. Thank you.
Thank you, Ted. Thank you, Art, for being the current announcers of Balloon Fiesta Live.
Glad to carry on the tradition up here. Thanks for watching. And we were talking about photos. You and I both were just taking photos like crazy.
Yeah, I think I just got another 100 on there. So.
Yeah, you did. As Diane was talking, Intel with Andrew Brindley got out of here. Steve Mitchell took Coca-Cola out. Xfinity Rewards is off. Balloon Fiesta or Fiesta Gold is off from the south end of the field. Tom Steinbeck. We've basically got the entire front row off of here. And
Earl Buzzard Roost too.
And we saw him, not only the balloon, but we saw the basket.
I got a great shot of him on the monitor here on the stage with all the balloons lifting off behind. We see the remainder of the Krispy Kreme, those two lucky passengers with Tony Polito flying out in the Rio Grande Down Syndrome Network balloon. And there's your Aggie Up balloon.
As the Visit Albuquerque balloon goes out of the screen in the upper left.
They have a great pen. Did I tell you about the pen this year?
You did, that it spins.
It spins, yeah, red or green.
I need to chase them down and see about getting one of those. There's Humpty Dumpty, just checking out, getting ready to go as well.
Yep. Rich Longhorn from Louisville, Kentucky. Or at least that's where he gets his mail.
Send the check to Louisville. There's one of the Rainbow Riders balloons, and you see how big the baskets are. The bigger the envelopes, they can carry bigger baskets, therefore more people. It's all a little bit of physics that we all learned, or we're supposed to have learned in about 7th grade.
Look at that shot looking towards the east with that's just a New Mexico sunrise, and it's got to have balloons in it, and it's got about 300 today or more that you will see in the sky.
We'll probably see most of the 550 in the air today. Remember, they're all taking off from here. The last couple of days, we only had half of them take off from here.
In our mini Maes Ascension.
Because the other half flew into here. And we did have someone get the pole yesterday. Zach Burgess, he'll be getting his $2,000 at our awards brunch later this morning. There goes, well, it's code red. It's Mark Sullivan's balloon, but sometimes other people fly it, so we'll have to kind of, can we zoom in on the basket? I don't see the green coat of Mark, so it could be Sherry White flying it, because I think Mark might be flying the Fiesta Gold balloon that we saw go out. While we call that a Fiesta balloon, it's actually a little balloon club associated with Balloon Fiesta, and so different boards of members of the board of directors will buy into that club to fly the Fiesta balloons, and it probably could have been Mark. Let me see if I have that schedule. We're looking at
Tommy McConnell in the Zia balloon.
Senior Dr. Tom McConnell, who no longer flies, still on the board of directors, actually got the entire Heritage Committee together.
There's the new Kong balloon.
Let's see. Yeah, Saturday and Sunday, that would have been Mark in Fiesta Gold, so that was probably Sherry flying code red out of there. And yes, Kong making its first public appearance here in Albuquerque this week. That is supposedly setting dogs crazy.
That's a lot of peanut butter.
Yeah.
There's Tommy right there.
Yeah.
There's John Green, an Intrepid, a local Albuquerque pilot. He's going to come right over the rooftop studio at us.
Yeah, and that's who we're watching.
I like the way that the sun hits that silver when he's out there flying on the West Mesa
yeah.
non-Fiesta times.
Just
definitely
gorgeous.
Can see that balloon.
And being down at the south end, he's one of the first ones out, so we don't get to quite see that sun hit that silver here.
There's Kettywumple, the balloon that we've been talking about with the handicapped accessibility on it.
The red, and as it's spinning, we see the white tentacles all around the heart.
There it is, right there on the left.
As we kind of, I think that we're looking over the top
Pat
of
Irwin's balloon,
Pat
yes.
Irwin's basket,
Yep.
yeah. Yep, what a great day to be here.
I'm still looking off the studio deck, and I can see 3, 4, 5 of the Dawn Patrollers are just ever so gently floating on the west side. So you'll have about 500 of your best friends. I'm looking over my shoulder, Earl Buzzard. Mark, as you mentioned, in the Fiesta Gold balloon is headed back that way as well. They must climb to at least 500 feet above the field if they want to pass back over. That is in the rules and regulations and part of the waiver that we have with the FAA.
And that's perfect because the height that gets you the turn, but even look straight up over here. I know we don't have that on the camera, but look, we've got them going fairly quickly to the south. At the next level up, you move fairly quickly to the northwest, but you go up higher, it's even slower.
The minute you said that, our crack camera crew
Did
had
we get
exactly what you were talking about. So
cool beans, Barney Watson. I've seen him over there off the screen, but I think this is the first time we got Barney Watson and his cool beans on camera. And there's the close-up. In fact, you can see the plexiglass.
Yes, right there on the end.
On the edge of the basket. Good shot, guys. We've talked about that all week, and we actually sent Mike Heffron a note that said, spin that balloon, because we keep seeing the other side.
Well, and he stuck it right towards us as he came over.
Did.
And look, I think he's waving, or someone's waving at us.
Someone's waving at us. Great job. Thanks, Mike. Here's the cherry up.
Cherry on top.
Cherry on top.
Yep.
The University of New Mexico balloon. Another one of those partnerships kind of started by Scott Appleman of Rainbow Riders. Scott has been working more closely with different organizations and companies to not only provide rides to people, but also to get that brand of whatever your brand might be into the sky. Unfortunately, we lost Scott in August unexpectedly, but his excellent team at Rainbow Riders and Hot Apple Productions continues to move forward in the spirit and the direction that Scott Appleman would want to happen.
Well, I'll tell you, the legacy lives on. Look at all of the Rainbow Riders in the sky, and it will live on for many, many years. I hear Diane is down there again. And Diane, who do you have for us down on the field?
Okay, I am here with Jake and Paula with Double Up Balloon, and Jake says he's got to go in a second, but I brought you here just to turn around and look at that beautiful sunrise. That's what I came over here.
It's a gorgeous morning this morning.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted the cameraman to show the sunrise. So, Jake, I got you looking at it.
It's a beautiful morning. Can't wait to get up in the air.
Okay, now we're going to follow you. You're going to take off. Where are you going to go right now? Let's go.
I'll go down to the basket here and we'll get the balloon stood up.
What's the process? What's the process?
I'll get in and I'll put heat in it, get the balloon stood vertical.
Is this normal? Is this normal? I better move away from my... It's like a hurricane here in Albuquerque. What do you call this?
So we see the steel cables come down to the, what we call A blocks there, kind of shaped with an A. That's connected to a pin to the superstructure. Because of that connection, we know that that's an Aerostar.
Yes. And there are different configurations. For example, with a Cameron, it would be a carabiner or a Lindstrand. Actually, Firefly or the Balloon Works uses an actual wooden...
Kind of a dog bone
Yeah.
almost, yeah. The other thing is, obviously, we recognize the different burner models as well. This is what Aerostar called a Zone 5 burner. The red blast valves there, and you may have seen the red knob. That's the whisper valve. That's going to be a great glow opportunity. It also makes for, because it just kind of eases in as opposed to that blast, and it also sends up the raw propane, so it gives us the yellow flame. But it's quieter if you're flying over livestock or other sensitive areas.
Doesn't have that high-pitched sound to it either.
Yeah.
That really affects animals.
It does.
Nicely done.
And the trailer with the balloon on. So now we know what the balloon looks like as well.
Yep. It's that one balloon that fools us because that's kind of like a stock balloon that Aerostar had for years and years and years.
They did. They did. They had so many of those. With the paint going up or the paint coming down, it didn't matter, but they had multiples of those. We just saw the Blaser Swiss Lube balloon take off from the north end and go over us. Look at that sky.
It's unbelievable.
Yep. And there's Arabelle as we pull back, along with more. We've got like 2 rows of ride balloons out there. There's something like 38 ride balloons out there. So we're working through that. I do see standing up in the south part of the right-hand side of the screen, New Mexico True, Bill Lee.
From Gallup, New Mexico. And Arabelle.
Yep, and here's Humpty Dumpty. We talked about Rich Lawhorn. Oh, he has to have all of his checks electronically deposited because he's never home. He's always on the road with Humpty Dumpty.
And Humpty was pushed.
He was inflated.
Jeff Ashworth right behind him in the New Mexico Tartan balloon. Jeff's another one of those that we all went to high school together.
Yeah.
Second generation. His father flew balloons in the early 70s.
So now there's Pat Irwin who's going to fly the balloon camera for us. He's inside the balloon and he's taking pictures of the turning vent. And that is the, yeah. So they, when the sky, they pull a rope and they separate those pieces of fabric, which basically creates an opening in the side.
Allows the air to flow out.
Which turns and spins the balloon. So when you see these balloons that are kind of spinning in the sky, you'll see them throughout the morning. That probably means they're using the turning vent. And originally, I think, designed so that when you put a logo on the side of the balloon, you could rotate it around. And no matter what angle you were looking at the balloon, you would see that logo. Of course, now everybody seems to be getting turning vents in their balloon. So you can spin it for fun. You can spin it to position the balloon in a different configuration for landing.
Well, it also allows the pilot to stay in one spot, because if you don't have turning vents in your balloon, you're asking your passengers to kind of rotate and trade places. This way you can sit in one spot.
Because you need to be scanning all 360 degrees when you're flying, especially here at Balloon Fiesta with 500 of your closest friends.
And that's a view.
Jay Mason is taking the beautiful World balloon airborne for us today. And look at that, he's got like 20 feet off the ground and just sitting there.
And if you notice, there are some little smaller balloons floating up beside it. That is in memory of his mother and his sister, who unfortunately just recently passed away, that I learned about. I know Ellie, his mom, passed away earlier in the year, but his sister unexpectedly passed away not too long ago, so this is a very emotional and sentimental flight for Jay and his family. So, Jay, soft landings, my friend.
Yeah, Jay's a longtime pilot. He's one of the ones that started flying about the same time I did here. So while you've gone to high school with a lot of these guys, we started flying together at the same time. So great opportunity for Jay to be able to fly Beautiful World this morning. A balloon built by Jewel Cutter for the 50th, and it has its own sentimental markers on the balloon itself, as well as all of those flags. So we're looking at Arabelle. We'll see if Arabelle flies this morning or just stands up and lets everybody see how big and beautiful she is.
What an utterly good shot.
While Diane picks up another. Take it away, Diane.
I'm here. I'm laughing because I found something not more important than the balloons, but after we meet this pilot from Alabama, we're going to from LA, Rusty Miller, with Stars and Stripes, we're going to go take a look at your coffee bar.
There you go. Go check out our coffee bar, and Barry will give you the grand tour of our brand new trailer here at Fiesta this year.
But your first time as a primary pilot, how does it compare to flying elsewhere?
Oh, this is unlike anything else anywhere we fly, and we love it here. So we've flown every morning session, and we've had a great time.
And Stars and Stripes, are you getting a lot of attention?
We are. We came right down Broadway one day during competition, and everybody was cheering and cheering and cheering. So that made it real special for us.
Thank you so much for telling you about your coffee bar. Let's head over there. Let's go. Tell me about that.
Okay, I'm Barry. Like you said, we're Stars and Stripes. We're from Atmore, Alabama. We'll start at the front of the trailer. There's the generator here. The generator.
Oh, no, I just want to see the coffee bar.
Oh, just the coffee bar. Okay. All right. So we have the flavors. It also does the frothing of the milk. And are you wanting coffee this morning? No? Okay. 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 In addition to the coffee bar, we've got a sink, and then we have a barista, which allows for the after-flight beverages. We've got TV. We've been able to stream you guys a little bit, but there's so many people out here, we don't get the feed that we normally get.
You got all your gloves hung up so nicely, your pins, oh, this is amazing. Great coffee bar, Barry, but we're going to leave you in the coffee bar and head back to your pilot because he's going to be taking off, so we're going to go back. Let's head back here now.
Hey, Diane, the only thing wrong with that coffee bar trailer,
they need to have Balloon Fiesta
live on
there.
that TV.
Yes.
Yeah. Channel 28, a low-powered TV station right around here, or of course, stream it as well.
Yes, stream it right off of your phone, right onto that television.
Onto that television. So,
and if they need help, I'll come out and help them do it.
Oh yeah, we got all kinds of help that we can make that happen. Yep, all you need is Balloon Fiesta live on there.
But what a setup! I mean, just think about the days back in the dirt we were talking earlier, like
the back of your old beat-up pickup truck.
You would leave Fiesta and you'd be home and you'd smell like Pigpen from the Peanuts gang after you're out here, and now it's progressed into this. You have your own coffee bar. Fantastic.
Yeah. There's the teddy bear balloon. I see the Plano balloon off, so I'm wondering if Waldo is in the Plano balloon this morning.
If we get a tight shot of that Plano balloon, we'll be able to see if Waldo's there, and we'll spot him.
And we're starting to get reports of some really great photos being posted of you watching Balloon Fiesta live at home. Continue to post those and do a hashtag Balloon Fiesta Live. We would love to see those. And of course, you can also send them or send comments to balloons@balloonfiesta.com.
Someone just asked.
There goes Rusty as he takes off.
Someone just asked on Facebook, is Diane going to fly? She has been flying all week.
Yeah.
If
her
we get her off
feet really
the
haven't been on the ground.
If she leaves, then we'll be in trouble.
Yeah.
I believe I see Waldo.
Yeah, he's getting closer to the roof here. He's waving at us. I don't know if we can grab that shot of the Plano balloon.
I see the stripes.
There's
Waldo.
There's Waldo. Bill Broker from Plano, Texas, affectionately known as Billy Billy. And so if you ever wanted to know where Waldo is, he's in the Plano balloon. We call it excellence. Thanks, Billy. Thanks to our great production team. There's one of the alien balloons. Got a number of those out here this year.
We're just getting a message on the aircraft radio from Assistant Balloon Meister Peg Bilson that the winds aloft have subsided significantly. So that's great. That's another great news. Subsiding winds are also great news for a balloonist.
Yeah.
And I'm looking from the rooftop studio. Look at that. It's looking from, I guess, from the north camera to the south. There's Wells
because of the
Guilty.
way they're laid out. Yeah.
There's the photobombing balloon of Jesus. That was a great one. Eric Hodges right there in his system.
We've had so many great moments at Balloon Fiesta Live this year that it's actually going to be hard to make a short highlights video reel this time. There's just so many great moments. And of course, remember that you can relive all of these, as we heard one pilot tell us earlier. Go back and watch the archive of all of our shows. We've got 7.5 years worth of video on the air. I haven't totaled up the hours lately, but all of these shows are available for you to go back and watch. And we tell people, come on out here and enjoy Balloon Fiesta in person, and then go home and see what you missed.
There's Arabelle. Look at the crowds out there, Art.
Oh, yeah, this is great.
Unbelievable.
And you know, in years past, the crowds used to stay right along Main Street, Concession Row, and we have encouraged them for years to continue to move out to the west and across the field. And they're finally getting that idea that there's a whole lot of balloons on the west side of the field. Not to mention we've got some bleachers over there that if you really wanted to sit down or needed to sit down, there's bleachers on the west side of the field. But as you know, being right down there in the middle of all of it, that's the place to be if you're not on Balloon Fiesta Live.
Yeah, those bleachers will be nice in about 30 minutes when the sun comes up and starts to hit. If you need to get a little bit warmer, you're out here at Fiesta Field, that's a nice place to be.
And a very typical pattern, balloons.
Or sometimes the better place is on your sofa, watching myself and Art on Balloon Fiesta Live if you can't be out here.
Well, those are the two best spots.
That's right. We're going to give you the best camera angles because we have the best camera crews out here with Windfire Productions.
With a more complex and coverage than I think all the other local TV stations combined. They bring out a camera or two and a couple of people who are, well, they talk on air for a living. You have got balloon pilots, commercial free, from beginning to end, to take you through this. And we're just watching this river of balloons come right to us from the north to the south, go up about 500-600 feet, make a turn out to the northwest, and now the river just makes that bend, and they're coming to you, Corrales, they're coming to you, Rio Rancho. And we're going to go down on the field to Diane Kinderwater. Diane?
I am with Travis and Martin. Travis is the pilot. Travis is the pilot of Corn Nuts. And what's the tradition here is usually the pilots or the crew chief or members of the crew hand out cards. So I'd like to get one of your cards, your trading cards, I think they call Balloon Fiesta cards. You got, hey, wait a second. This is Corn Nuts, but wait, I like this. This is kind of good. Benjamin Franklin Nuts.
These are worth more.
Your card. Okay, thanks for the card. Tell me about your balloon, Corn Nuts.
Oh, it's a 69 racer. I got it 4 years ago. It's really fun to fly. It's like flying a sports car. It goes up really fast and down really fast, and you can control it really well.
Like flying a sports car? I'd never heard of such a thing like that.
The big balloons are floaters, so they take a long time to react, and it's a slow, smooth flight. Where the racer, you can go up and down and catch different wind currents to maneuver a lot faster and better.
Martin, do you have any trading cards?
I do. I have
wait.
balloon card.
Oh, Judy's dream. Yeah, but I wanted one with Benjamin Franklin on it.
I got a quarter.
You got I haven't even, what is that? I haven't seen change in ever. People actually have change in their pockets these days?
Staying at the casino this week.
It sounds like you've been losing if you just have a quarter in your pocket.
To start with, so I didn't lose much.
Thank you for coming to Fiesta. Have a safe flight home, safe drive home to Michigan.
Our pleasure. Thank you very much. It was a fun week.
And you like Balloon Fiesta Live, you told me.
I love it. Watch it every day.
Family loves it. Family loves it.
We love it too. We have a lot of fun out here. Thank you. And I'm not giving him the money back. I'm not.
Not sure whether you actually heard that loud scream and
That was
cheer.
Daniel Backus flying over. We
Right
talked
over
about
the
him
top
early.
of us, yeah.
Yeah, in Concho.
Hollering out about Balloon Fiesta Live. That's what one of the nice things about our position here. They typically fly right over us, as they are this morning. And they do go back and watch. In fact, we heard a couple of competitors say that they like to watch it actually during competition. Travis Gauthier, we saw him almost every day into the target area.
There's Patrick Smith in Maryland 1. And let me tell you, Patrick's got a road back to Maryland. He's got 4 children with him, a dog, his wife, who's expecting another child. That guy's a road warrior, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I had a lot of ballooning friends prior to coming here and participating in Balloon Fiesta Live, and my friends list has gotten larger, much larger at this point. So, and I love it.
We all do.
It's a great family. It's a great environment, lots of smiles, lots of kinship. And it's not just during Balloon Fiesta, it's year round. You'll hear from these folks because they do other things outside of ballooning. And when they find out that I do a certain thing or you do a certain thing, it's just a network of people, and I think ballooning was the precursor to like LinkedIn, to be quite honest with you.
It kind of, yeah, right. It kind of brings everybody together here. Then you go your separate ways, and you kind of keep touching, and you have these big reunion here every year. We saw Jonathan Wolf in his fractal balloon Infinitude a few moments ago. Back to the big old wide shot of balloons just taking off. There's the Viking balloon. Mark. Brain, here we go. Mark Heidemann. Tarp Heads balloon. You see the word head balloons?
There was a whole bunch of head balloons there if you looked around. They like to
But the one with the name on it
yes,
is the one, yeah. The actual manufacturer
of head balloons.
John. Not many people know that. Look at this great shot of Arabelle's head.
And you can see on her little horns, you can see the little vent areas that close up. We talked earlier about the baffling that goes on. There's a lot of baffles in Arabelle there to get the air pushed out towards her.
She's a lady.
Yeah, Annie the ladybug. There's that.
Actually, this is the mistake. This is the mistake I made last weekend.
Okay.
And so there is Annie the ladybug, and there is She's a Lady, which is a little bit different shape. And this is the She's the Lady balloon. So Brock pointed that out to me online last week. Thanks for the update and correction and keeping us honest, Brock. Brock is big on social media. He's a collector of balloon information, pictures, the end numbers, who owns it, all of that kind of stuff. He's been putting this great database together.
Yeah, he has quite the database, and that's something that you have done a great job with the balloon spotter tool that we use. I mean, it makes it so much easier.
In fact, I've been meaning for a while to reach out to Brock because I think if we were to combine forces with what his database is and what I have in mind, I think we would have probably the most definitive collection and information about hot air balloons.
Worldwide.
Worldwide, yeah. I have a set. He has a set. We need to combine them. So, Brock, reach out to me if I don't get to you.
Art's just a little bit busy these last night. Actually, I should say all probably 365 days. I'm not sure. We talk quite a bit when I'm not in the Albuquerque area, and he's working till all hours of the night. It's much appreciated.
So as we continue to watch our Maes Ascension, we are working our way through the first wave, and I think the sunlight's going to be a little delayed because of some of the clouds up there, but it's only going to make flying more stable, more fun, and more better, as they say.
More better.
More better.
So let's see if we can get a more better report from Diane Kinderwater out on the field.
Okay. I'm with Carlos, the Lujan family from Albuquerque, and I was attracted to them because you're a beautiful family, but also you're taking a lot of pose pictures of your family, Carlos.
We love to take pictures. We love to enjoy the moment and capture them all at the same time.
You're creating family memories, Mom.
Yes, we love it. This is our first year in a couple years, so we're excited to be back.
And who are your kids?
This is Malachi, Nathan, Jaden, and Mariah.
And it's wonderful because they get in free.
Yes, that helps out with the family budget. It does.
What do you think of this? What do you like about the Balloon Fiesta?
So I like how I like the fire most. I like how it looks, and sometimes I can feel the heat.
It keeps you warm. Well, you don't need that heat today because you've got the most colorful robe I have seen at Fiesta. You could be a balloon yourself.
Okay.
Twirl around for us. Everybody, there we go, twirl. Yay, thank you, Lujan family, appreciate it.
Jana, the flying elephant on the screen a few moments ago, we saw the Chinese doll.
Wazoo.
Some great intricacy in that special shape. And there's Jana.
That's Don Martinelli, a local.
Off the right going up, yep. Dawn Song. And that's the.
Dawn Song 2.
Actually, I think that's 3.
Is it 3?
I think we're up to 3. They lost one in a fire of the balloon in a garage. There was a problem at the house in the garage, and the balloon and everything burned up. So I think that's 3. And old-time balloonists will remember Ohio Knox.
Yes.
Got that balloon started, and Don has taken it over. This is a great shot. You see them all. Here's Pat Irwin. He'll be carrying our balloon cam today. So putting heat into his Nevada Battle-Born balloon. Great shot of the flame, and you see the top, the parachute, the vent goes by all of those names. Being held in place mostly, yeah, it's still tabbed in, by little Velcro tabs. They're only there to hold it while the balloon is on its side. Once the balloon stands up, Pat will pull the red line, pull all those tabs loose. The hot air will push the parachute back into place, and then it's held in line. You see all those black lines? Those are all load tapes. That's where the structure, the weight of the balloon is actually transmitted and held through. They're all connected to a ring right above the top. So while the heat pushes the parachute top up, it pushes it up against those load tapes. Those load tapes then come down to those cables, those silver cables we come down to, and that is how it is all connected to the balloon. Those cables, you see the carabiners, we talked about connections earlier. They connect to other cables that go all the way down
underneath
to the bottom and underneath the basket. Yeah,
and support the basket. So when you're lifted, you don't have a rep.
And there he is, pulling the red line to go ahead and set the top, pull all those
And in this
tabs
case, it's not a red line, but we call it a red line.
We call it a red line. It's got red stripes on it. So, but he's got other lines because there's a turning vent line. Yeah, in fact, actually, there's the red line. He was pulling the turning vent.
I believe
line.
that red one right there is a rapid deflation. So if they if he wanted to make that go away, that is a 105,000 cubic foot balloon. It's a little bit larger than the 90s that you speak of that most people fly.
That is something fishy. Not that I don't know what it is. It's the aquarium special shaped balloon.
Right.
Owned by Sean Aiken and being flown here this week by Neil Smith.
Yeah, my uncle actually called me one day and says, hey, there's a strange balloon flying out near my house on the west side. It's got these appendages coming off. He described it. I told him exactly what it was. He goes, yeah, now I see that.
Yeah. About a week and a half ago, heard a balloon outside our house. And went out and looked, and it was Sean and Neil.
Yes, you told me
literally flying, like 2 houses away, so it was perfect. I didn't have to look straight up.
It was probably that same day.
Could have been, yeah. There's
you
Meow
can
Wolf.
You can actually see the turn right there. If you're watching this, you can see the
look
balloons
at it.
going to the south. That's the direction that they're flowing lower. And look at the ones a little bit higher, probably 300-500 feet up, going to the west-northwest. So that shows you the turn in the Albuquerque box. If they were to come down, it's more like a spiral to the west side, more so than a definitive box,
if you haven't quite caught it, it's kind of basically right over about 2/3 of the way over on the left-hand side. That's where they were in there. There's the top of something fishy.
A little turtle trying to escape.
Yeah. Yeah, it caused a little excitement in our neighborhood. Balloons don't typically get to our neighborhood, but they did that morning, and having something fishy fly over, and we were all awake. It was great fun. You know, most people in Albuquerque love having balloons come over, and don't seem to mind that we're flying over their house making a lot of burner noise. Or sometimes you don't even hear the burner, and all of a sudden your house goes dark as the balloon eclipses the sun.
A balloon eclipse.
Timepiece. Gary Moore. The last couple of days, he's had Albert Einstein up for us, now back to his regular shape. But speaking of special shapes, there's the one we call snorkel.
Yeah, I'm going down there today and talking to those guys and get the lowdown on what's up with that balloon.
The Seasons balloon, we're looking at the sun. You can kind of see off the right side the fall with the pumpkin.
A daisy on the left.
Daisy down the left, and there'll be a snowman on the back side of Seasons.
See Sir Mix-a-Lot starting up here in the bottom right.
Seasons flown by Ben Drennan from Georgia. Saw the shot a little bit earlier, and I was going to catch up on them. There's Dos Equis, Meow Wolf, Sol Air, Sumo, Rax Building Supplies, and as you said, Sir Mix-a-Lot in the foreground. Dos Equis, Meow Wolf run by Rainbow Riders, Sol Air flown by Sean Rea. He's the guy who got to the Sid Cutter boat on Tuesday. Sumo is from Mexico. Oh, look at this shot. Snorkel and Olaf. I think, I don't know if Olaf needs a little extra air there for breathing room, or if they're just getting up close and personal.
That's a great shot.
It is a great shot. I saw a really nice shot the other day of a person, you know how you can pose with the balloon in the background and it looks like you're holding up Bob the Lighthouse.
Oh, wow.
It was really nice.
One of our zebras getting ready to launch someone.
Got the whistle in hand. Yep. Our camera balloon, all right, yep.
Oh, that's from the basket.
That's from our basket. Yeah, there was the upright just showed up in there. And there's Pat.
I'm at 138.
Our fearless cameraman Travis Stanhope is in there with Pat.
Again, guys, he's over in row 1 or 2, so we'll want to watch.
He's right over in the
there, I can see him, yeah.
Right
yeah,
next to Smokey.
Just in front of Smokey. So the idea here is as balloons have gotten out from in front of them, the zebra is going out, making sure that folks it is clear overhead. And actually going overhead is John Wilson in his Jaws HF Sinclair balloon and Princess Nellie. So as they clear, we'll watch for the thumbs up from the launch director, the zebra.
And if Travis has never hit a home run in a baseball game in his career, the minute he lifts off, he's going to hear the sound of what that should sound like to anyone. The roar of that crowd is just exhilarating.
Well, he's buoyant, they're moving. And I hear cheers coming there, and here we go.
Look at all the people.
Look at the people there. Waving goodbye, cheering him off on a great flight. And the technology to be able to bring that camera view to you live.
There we go.
Yeah. There's more people laying on the ground. They must have watched earlier. There's the media tent, just went off to the right. There's Preventive Pest Control getting laid out. U.S. Bank with Matt McClinton.
There's Pat Irwin and our cameraman right there.
So from the ground up, we keep seeing shots from the air down and back up. We appreciate Pat and his crew taking our. Okay. And there's a quick shot from the balloon over to us. We'll stand up and wave.
We're on TV, Ted.
Hey, we're on TV. We're on TV. Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Val. Hi, Tyler. Traxler.
Oh, yeah, get them all in. Get them all in. Don't miss anybody.
Oh, I'll be in trouble.
You'll be sleeping outside. Yeah. There's Mr. Snorkel or Miss Snorkel or the Snorkel, whatever pronoun we put on the front end. So.
Look at that awesome shot from Pat Irwin in the Battleborn balloon from Nevada.
Again, we're working our way through the waves, and so we're basically through wave number 1. This is going to be the end of wave number 1. There's balloons right across the middle of the field and some way out there on the north end. In fact, you see the penguins and Lottie Dottie Chicken out there on the far north end. And then the idea is that we should be starting back through this field again on a second wave.
And what I like is the amount of people.
Yeah,
look at all those
people's
folks.
Great. Yeah. Hey, up here on the rooftop studio with us, we've been talking about her all week and
hearing her quite a bit.
Yeah, and relaying her comments to the folks is our assistant balloon meister, Peg Wilson. Good morning, Peg.
Morning.
Good morning, you two.
How's things this morning?
Glorious.
Yeah.
I don't think it can get any better than this, right?
It does not get any better than this. And Mother Nature played with us a little bit again this morning as we were expecting it to be zippy. And she goes, oh, no, we're going to give you the best morning so far.
It is just absolutely fun. So how's been the reaction of things at pilots briefing? I mean, how are the pilots feeling? They all still good about everything?
The pilots, it amazes me how they continue to just get energized day after day from the crowds, from our guests, right? Flying here is beautiful. There's a reason that it's the balloon capital of the world, but also just our guests and the experiences they're able to give everybody just keeps them energized through the 9 days.
Well, you know what? I being a pilot, I'm a little jealous up here at this point, especially on days like today. The other days were a little more brisk. I don't know. I feel very secure up here. I know you're a pilot as well, so we give up our 9 days to support this. How do you feel about not being down there flying today?
Flying's my passion, right? So every day I don't get to fly, I'm anxious to get back up in the air, which I will do next week. But just like you, right? We're able to be part of putting on the show, putting on the party. And because of our experience, we can help others just have a wonderful, wonderful experience.
Looking forward to tonight's Night Magic Glow and tomorrow's Farewell Ascension. What are we predicting?
We're predicting a little bit of sadness, so as it always comes to a close, we work all year long to be prepared for these 9 days. But right now, again, it's looking good. We're looking forward to a couple of additional just wonderful, wonderful evenings, and we've had some just gorgeous glows the last 2 nights.
Especially the last 2 nights.
And so what our expert weather team tells us is we're looking for one more good one, and then again, Mother Nature will do what she does always tomorrow morning.
Hopefully she'll continue to look down favorably on us here at Balloon Fiesta. And you're right, it's always kind of bittersweet at the end. The 9 days, 14 sessions. It's been a great time. It's really sad to see it end, but we're already working on 2025, so it'll be back for number 53.
Painted Horizons. It's going to be lovely. So come back.
Thanks, Peg. Assistant Balloon Meister here at the Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta. Thanks for coming by and chatting with us this morning here on Balloon Fiesta Live.
Thanks, Peg.
So we continue to get working through the end of our first wave. Some of our second wave balloons are starting to inflate. We talked about all these guys earlier, Dos Equis and Meow Wolf and Rax Building Supply. And that's probably the red and white one is going to be Bubba's. Sir Mix-a-Lot is there, and Diane continues to find folks on the field. So let's go down and talk with Diane, and she's, I think, wrangled a crew.
Has so much going on. Neil Davison with Balloon Full. Surprise. That's why a lot of surprises here. But we have Miss Rodeo, New Mexico, and Miss Teen Rodeo, New Mexico. So you say you have royalty on board?
I got the rodeo queens right here, and there's nothing better than that. Now the good news is she's been crowing for me since she was 2.
I've been here since I was 2 years old, ever since my little sister, before she was even born. So I've been around this a long time. Savannah McSween.
Thank you. And I'm Alyssa Marable, and this is my very first time here and first time in a balloon. So.
Where are you from?
I'm from Las Cruces.
First time at Fiesta.
Yes.
What do you think of it?
Oh, I absolutely love it. It's breathtaking, and this is going to be a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
Tell me, were you named Miss Rodeo?
So I'm the official representative of the Pro Rodeo Cowboys Association for the state of New Mexico. So in December at the NFR, I will compete for Miss Rodeo America.
Congratulations. And what do you have to be named Miss Rodeo? What do you have to do?
So I go around with my miss and represent at different rodeos around the state. I've been as far as Colorado and Arizona.
And do you ride rodeo?
I do. So I do a lot of my rodeo queening. So I borrow my sister's horse, Meeks, and we travel around to the different states, and we just go and rodeo with everybody else.
And now you're going to be riding this balloon. So take off, balloon full surprise.
Always love that balloon. Basically, the balloon with other balloons kind of embedded in the side, which makes it a special shape. So when we catch that in the sky, we'll point that out. But meanwhile, this is a brand new special shape we have here as well.
This is Churro Heather Watkins from Washington, Utah.
When I was putting our spotter app together, all I had is artwork of this balloon.
And the artwork doesn't always really look as good as what the balloon looks like.
So I kind of reached out to Heather and I said, got some more stuff here? And she says, actually, I just got the balloon, and so let me inflate it the next couple of days, and I'll send you the pictures. So we got the pictures and all the paperwork on it. It is just, the artwork on there is just fabulous.
Those eyes are so realistic looking.
Yep.
And the tongue.
So this would be another great, with your puppy, watching this puppy on Balloon Fiesta Live.
Yes. If you can get a picture of yourself out there watching from home or wherever you're at, hopefully not at work, but if you're at work, sure, shoot a picture of you watching on your computer.
Work too, it's a Saturday.
Yeah, well, some people do, 7 days a week. But anyway, please post it up on your social media and hashtag it, hashtag Balloon Fiesta Live.
So we're flying with Pat Irwin, and we just saw what it looks like to be able to look right back down at a balloon. We had a great camera shot there from Travis and Pat Irwin. Here's the Meow Wolf balloon. And Rick Kerber flying that. He came up and talked about us. You remember early in the week, he wished his wife happy birthday. She was watching at work.
And the way that artwork is designed, it almost makes you look like the balloon is like collapsing. Like waving, like the wind's hitting it.
There's the Ballooniful Sunrise that we just talked with the pilot and the rodeo queens in. But back to the Rick story, his wife was watching, and he's trying to find some video of that, but she was totally surprised. And
wishing her happy birthday. Yeah.
Wishing her happy birthday. So he came up to thank us for doing that. That was fun to make that happen for them.
Ballooniful Sunrise right there with the rodeo queens.
And the balloons, making that a special shape.
Oh, no.
The sun, the clouds, actually, the sun is up pretty high. The clouds are kind of blocking it from lighting up the sky, but that's not stopping us to have a beautiful morning here with a nice slow off to the south, go up and just kind of make a nice little right turn and head out across the river out to the west side. Maybe not too far north Rio Rancho, maybe more in the Paradise Hills and South Rio Rancho area, or if they fly long enough, they'll get out on the north end of Rio Rancho, suburb of Albuquerque. And here's looking back down. So Pat must be right over us.
Yeah, he's actually back up over here because I see Lachelle Pete or Fred McAllister in Silver Lining, and here's the
all those colorful tents. That's Sponsor Hospitality right down in front of us.
Look at that, balloons dotted all over the sky.
All over, yeah.
And the only place you're going to see that is at the Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta.
Largest balloon fiesta anywhere in the world.
You can't see Pat because he's right behind your heater, but if you stand up a little bit, he's right there.
Oh, yep, there he is. I do see him.
Right next to a balloon that's actually, I think it's actually an orange balloon, and it's not blue.
Yeah.
There goes Buster the Bulldog.
Actually, the snorkel's not too far from him either. So if you're looking out there trying to find our balloon camera, that's where he is.
Buster's out there.
And we have to remember that while everybody is watching us online and not listening to us on the field PA, you could certainly be streaming, as we heard the audio stream. So we're talking to you on the field as well. But yeah, look back at the field. You can see we have more balloons standing up than we did the last time we looked at the field because we're in the second wave.
And you can see Buster there. He's actually flying right behind our studio, so you can see him right there. He goes.
And look how slow the anemometer is going.
Lapping away the New Mexico fresh morning air.
And Churro is now airborne. We were talking about Churro a few moments ago. And one of our balloon campers that was up the other morning, Kids Day yesterday, either her or her dad, probably her dad, is actually flying one of the other balloons just the other side of Churro. It's kind of got red at the bottom and kind of got the white scallops.
Come on, Churro, turn. Turn. I'm not sure if that balloon, I guess it does have turning vents.
I'm sure it does. Yep, they're turning. Hey, now look, we're out by the river. Remember, we told you earlier they'll probably see some splash and dashes. And there are some balloons down low enough.
Yeah, this is one of those days, you know, when you're flying out, you really have to gauge the winds, and it looks to me like most of them are going to have to probably fly past the river to the west side and then drift back to get back in. Look at all the people on the sandbars.
Bezel booth up there, and we had Spidey Pig until it got photobombed.
Matt Hurst and Captain.
And Captain Balloon. Oh, look, Spidey Pig is actually flying a flag below now that balloon is cleared. Oh, great. Now we get the...
that angle.
I was trying to think of how to be politically correct with that angle.
That angle.
There it is. The posterior, yeah. There's the tire of one of the tires of Sir Mix-a-Lot. That puppy is not a puppy. It's a cement truck, but it is big. Bill Baker actually flying that for us this week. Brand new balloon here, brought to us by Duke City Ready Mix, a concrete and cement company here in Albuquerque for a number of years.
I hear Diane is down there with a balloon crew, one of many of the hundreds of balloon crews out here. Diane, who do you have for us?
I am here with Frankie Boy. It's the boy of Frankenstein. So I'll show you the picture, the card. You'll see him flying. And I've got Reginald from Brazil, and he speaks Portuguese. And we have his interpreter, Eduardo. Thank you for coming to Fiesta. Tell me a little bit about Frankie Boy, and then I'm going to ask him to speak in Portuguese, okay? Tell me about Frankie Boy.
Okay, Frankie Boy, it's basically a head with the body. So we are here basically for having fun and help people, you know. Yep.
There are about 14 Brazilian balloons. How many?
A couple Brazilian here, I think 14 Brazilians, all helping and all for special shapes.
Okay, now ask him to speak in Portuguese about telling people in Brazil to come here to Albuquerque.
Ok, ele quer saber por que as pessoas vêm aqui em Albuquerque, quer saber também por que o balão é Frankie Boy.
É uma homenagem ao Frankenstein, né? E nós fizemos um balão pitch, um balão com o Frankie Boy mais animado, mais infantil, que não assuste muito. E todos os pilotos querem vir para o Brasil, para Albuquerque, para poder viver essa experiência maravilhosa que é estar aqui nos Estados Unidos, aqui no Festival do Balão.
Yeah. Frankie Boy is thinking in Frankenstein and thinking about the kids like cute, not too scary. You know, that's why it's very cute, you know. And all the Brazilians, they want to come here because basically this is the Disneyland for the balloon. That's why they want to be here. It's a pleasure to be here.
Disneyland for the balloons, and now we're adding Frankie Boy to Disneyland here in Albuquerque. Thank you. Grazie. Muchas gracias. Thank you, Ronaldo. Muchas gracias.
Reginaldo Sousa from Santo Antonito de Jesus, Brazil, flying Frank Boy in his first Balloon Fiesta.
And the Brazilians always bring us such great special shapes every year.
They do.
Oh, some more pin trading going on there. There's Frank Boy.
I think I see Nancy Hanks down there in giggles and grins right in between them.
I think you're right. Saturday morning, Maes Ascension. Balloons flying off to the south. Some getting a chance to do a splash and dash. Pat Irwin and his Nevada balloon, with Travis, our camera person, looking down at the river and looking at everybody on the sandbars, getting great pictures.
We even have some kayakers down there in the Rio Grande. If you take a look at that, see them?
Yeah. A number of years ago, there was actually a rafting / kayaking company that actually set up tours to go there. Problem is, you never know when you're going to get in the river until that morning.
Right.
It's hard to say, oh yeah, we'll schedule you in the river on Friday and the balloons will be there. Well, they don't always make it. But today is a great day. And as I look, there's a whole lot of folks just kind of heading on out there. But as I peer around our backdrop, there's a lot that are dropping down and trying to make that run through the river today.
You can see right in the middle of the screen there, La-Di-Da Chicky.
Chicken? Oh yeah, right dead center. An Arabelle did not fly off, so they've stood up the Creamland Moo Cow balloon. Master Yoda and Darth Vader, and here is the chicken in egg, or half out of the egg. Sir Mix-a-Lot standing up down there on the field. And there's a friend of yours.
Yeah, Michael Gornfeld. That's a balloon I used to fly, and I just got a note from some friends back in Pittsburgh. Mark and Evan, wish yins were here. Mike's waving at us. Safe flight, my friends, safe flight.
The pink and blue balloon that was right next to it, that's Shane Richardson. We watched him work and work and work to try and get to the field for competition yesterday. Didn't quite make it. We also talked a lot at competition about this balloon.
Yes, we did.
That is Cameron Wall flying that balloon. We actually talked to his mom and dad earlier in the week here on the field. Grandma's artwork painted on the side of that balloon. One of the few regular shaped balloons that was in the target area every single day. There were about 6 or 7 of them.
Well, and he flew it like he stole it. Let me tell you, he did a fantastic job trying to get back to the field each day in a regular balloon, unlike a competitor or a racer balloon.
And the advantage the racer balloons, the more cylindrical ones have, they can go up and down a little bit faster. It doesn't really necessarily give them that much advantage here. So coming in a regular, although the regular guys will say, I did it in a regular, I didn't have a racer. So there's some bragging points to do that. But we all used to fly competition in those regular shapes well before we ever got to the racers.
I was just happy to ever make it to the field, to be quite honest with you.
And I was happy to see the target, which may not even be at the field yet. Oh yeah, there it is, way over there. There's the Wyoming balloon.
Bruce Pivick. And I believe that's Kathleen Salazar behind him there, and Pixie. She really worked it hard yesterday to try and get back over the field.
She needed an extra 10 minutes.
Yeah.
In the buff, the Plains Capital Bank balloon. Now getting airborne basically off the center of the field.
And notice the wind is shifted on the field now. They're taking off and going to the east a little bit. Light and variable, which is another nice word when you're a balloonist, variable.
Yeah. Southeast is now almost 100 feet up. And I'm going to say that at about 150, he's going to get the turn directly south. In fact, there it is. As we watch it here. Yeah, the Buffalo balloon. And 100 feet above him, the balloons are going to the south. He's just made the turn to the south.
There you go, Art. There's where the sun has now hit in Albuquerque, looking to the west side.
It sure has. The sun's finally got above the clouds and starting to come out. Diane's caught up with a pilot who's about to launch, so let's go down there quickly.
This is the best part. I'm talking to George Paws with Tiger Paw Express. Thank you, George. And you say you have the best spot because you're at the W row, but I'm thinking you're right by the stage. You're going to be listening to the concert today from this place. Is your balloon going to be right here in your basket?
Not at 1 o'clock this afternoon, but we're going to stay here for a while and enjoy the view and watch the balloons and have a great time. It's been a fabulous week.
So, Road W is great because of why?
Well, we're back here on the north end, and then all these balloons are in front of us, 500 balloons. So we get to watch them take off and see the beauty of all the colors of the balloons in the sky, and it's just pretty neat.
And when you turn around, you get to see excitement. Let's look behind us. What do we see here? They're setting up for the concert this afternoon?
They started that, and the concert will be going on at 1 o'clock today, so it should be entertaining, and a lot of people ought to really enjoy it. Yeah.
You gonna stay for the concert?
Well, we probably will, sure.
You gonna be dancing in the front row?
Possibly.
There's a great the second Saturday, they have that wonderful concert that they've added. So a lot of entertainment here. And again, we'll tell everybody, Road W is fun.
Road W is the best, yeah. Yeah.
And it's kind of quiet. Not too many people over here, George.
Right now it's pretty quiet. A lot of people have left. You can see a lot of balloons, beautiful balloons in the sky, and it's just a fabulous day. We're just blessed to be here. We're enjoying it. So it's nice that everybody tuned in and watch your program, and hopefully they can get out here sometime live themselves sometime. Wouldn't that be nice?
What a great pitch for Balloon Fiesta Live. Watch it now and come here live.
He's hired.
I think so. We've got him, George Thomas from Missouri in his Tiger Paw Express. You know, a lot of pilots do like that kind of north and northwest corner, because as we've talked about the crowds, they always line up along Main Street. They're starting to figure out that if you go west, there's a little more room, you get away from some of the crowds, but they haven't quite figured out the northwest corner yet.
Right. And again, some of these pilots, they have their own personal feelings and comfortability of flying a balloon, and that's perfectly acceptable. I know some people like being right in the middle of all of the crowd.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
You know, I've done both, and for me, it really doesn't matter. But for certain pilots, they have their own pre-flight setup, and they really, really want to kind of be left alone so they can put on their show.
And I'm kind of one of those that's kind of in the middle. I don't want the really, really, really heavy crowds, but I'd like some around here. What great shots we continue to get of the river. We were talking about Patrick Smith and Maryland.
I'm sure he's down there just talking to every single person on that beach.
And we see the instruments from our balloon as we look down there. And you're right, there's a lot of people down there on the beach, if you will, along the mighty Rio Grande.
Well, we have another great balloon glow scheduled tonight, but before the Night Magic Glow, we have the 2024 Music Fiesta.
That's that stage we saw behind George and Diane just a few minutes ago.
Yep, starting at 1 o'clock this afternoon. We have Kyle Martin and company who will be at Music Fiesta, followed by Low Cash at 2:30. And we have our premiere event with Carly Pierce. Carly actually added the Balloon Fiesta to her tour. She's currently out on tour, and you said to me this morning she was in Las Vegas last night.
Yep.
Nevada, not New Mexico. We interviewed the mayor last week, but they're in Nevada, making their way to Albuquerque so she can put on a performance at 4 p.m.
And I think the tour just started late in September. So we're early on the tour, so you're getting at the first shot. Yeah, Pat's
great
coming
shot of
in.
Pat. Yeah, he's coming in the river right now.
Yeah, we're headed for a splash and dash. We'll keep an eye on that as he takes us in. And there's a little bit of skill to that too, because the idea of getting in for a splash and dash is to get down to the water and you get just the very bottom of your basket wet. You don't want to get your feet wet, but you do want to get some.
No, I think he's going to go over the top and maybe hit the other side.
Well, the good news about doing the splash and dash in the Rio Grande is it's only about 6 inches deep at most.
And there's
Patrick in the water.
Patrick, sorry we didn't get out to your square, but you know what? We got you in the river.
We got you in the river. So you want to get down, you want to get just the very bottom, the skids on the bottom of your basket wet. You go too deep, then your feet get wet. You don't want to do that. And again, you can't get too deep in the Rio Grande. It's actually not that deep.
No. And it is splash and dash, not dunk and dash.
Right.
Yeah.
You do those in lakes when you put the entire basket down.
And people say,
we've seen pictures of that.
Yeah, and people say, well, doesn't that hurt the basket? Actually, before Fiesta, what a lot of pilots will do is they basically rehydrate their basket. They're made of wicker, and out here in the desert Southwest, they get very dry and brittle, so it's perfectly acceptable to go and basically rehydrate it. So what they'll do is they'll squirt it off with a hose and get it really wet, wrap it up in plastic, put out in the southwestern sun. It basically just rehydrates
sometimes turn it over and put the sprinkler on underneath.
Underneath it,
it
well,
yeah. Everybody's got a different way of hydrating the basket.
Look at that great shot.
Yeah. Great fun in the river. I know balloon pilots love to do that. People love to go down there and see that. Our photographers love to go get pictures. Our balloon calendar that we do every year for Balloon Fiesta. A lot of times we'll have a splash and dash or a river picture with balloons. It's just one of the very popular ones in our calendar. The 2025 calendar, by the way, is already out. So you can pick up that calendar at the North or South merchandise tents here. Or if you're not on the field, just go to balloonfiestastuff.com, balloonfiestastuff.com, and get yourself not only the calendar, but the program. Remember that the calendar has about 40 minutes of video embedded. You remember the days of VHS and DVDs?
Mm-hmm.
We used to always produce this video highlights of Balloon Fiesta footage. As that technology has kind of faded away, the way we do this now is we put these videos, we put them online, but we make them available through the calendar, QR codes on the calendar. And so we'll do that, and then after the month actually hits, then we start making them public.
Yep. The sun has finally hit Little Dog on
Little
the field.
Dog, yep. And they said that Diane has someone again?
Yeah, I think Diane's down there. Diane, who do you have for us now?
I'm with Kathy Hanks. She's with the balloon Giggles and Grins. She's not going to launch this morning. She's going to stay static, but she still wanted to show off her balloon. As Kathy here, the zebra launch director, wanted to show off and compete with me. I love your boa.
Oh, but your Hawaiian shirt makes me want to be in Hawaii right now.
No, it's a Albuquerque flower. We're not Hawaii. Thank you. You look terrific. You're having a great morning.
I am having a great morning. This was a calm morning. Got a lot of balloons off safely. And now we just get to enjoy the balloons that are staying static. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for going up, to showing the public who's still here your balloon. Now, how did you name it Giggles and Grins?
Well, the balloons' faces were done 1 month before our first granddaughter was born. And the faces are my husband and I. And Giggles because I was laughing with green eyes, and Grins because he's got the most beautiful teeth I've ever seen.
He's got good teeth over here, too. Who are these young men?
These are my crew people. I have a couple of families. This is a Fishburne family. There are 4 children, 1 wife, and a couple of others coming on.
A couple of others coming up. Thank you for sharing. We got to put a little more heat into that balloon.
Well, that's Nancy Hanks from, I believe, Bosque Farms, New Mexico, flying Giggles and Grins.
And we pointed her out before, earlier as well.
Flown with Nancy several times. She's a fun lady, obviously. As all balloonists are fun.
Yeah, if you're not fun, you can't be a balloonist.
No, it's not allowed.
No, not allowed at all.
Got to have a sense of humor.
I spot the Wonder Bed balloon out there with Chris Sabia and Amanda Sabia. I had a great conversation with Chris earlier in the week, and with Amanda. She just had a great experience standing up the Wonder balloon at a NASCAR race in turn number 4.
Oh, yeah.
She said that was just fabulous. Colin McClung is the Freedom racer, the blue and white one with the yellow Freedom. He was definitely in the competition. Used to live here in Albuquerque. He is now moved over to Longview, Texas. Got to see him in Plano.
And then right below him, before that balloon's inflating from, is Patches, Terry Montague from Missouri.
Uh-huh. And I see the U.S. Bank balloon, Matt McClinton over on the far right. The POW MIA balloon, that would be Luke Selznick.
Yep.
And we just heard on the radio for pilots that the field is now open for landing. They prefer that they land out on the north end of the field if they're coming back. And there are a few that have stayed up far enough, so there's actually not only a box up there, but some steerage back to the east. I see Kubicek way over there, and Steve coughing, looking like he's trying to make a pass on competition.
Yes.
Unfortunately, that was yesterday, Steve.
Steve, we're done.
And just kind of continuing to fly in our balloon camera with Pat Irwin and Travis watching balloons fly over the North Valley.
That right there was a great perspective of the winds aloft and how they change and how you're able to. Again, when you're a pilot out there, you're watching all of your friends, right?
Yeah.
You're going to school with them, and you're making
there's
sure.
a lot of them to watch.
Yeah, there's a lot of to watch, and you're watching to where you have to think three-dimensionally. People think flying a balloon is just A to Z. Well, it usually is in most parts of the country, but in Albuquerque, you have to really think three-dimensionally as you're flying.
And you're always
several seconds ahead of yourself.
That's where I was going to go. You're about at least 8 seconds out there. You're obviously looking farther because you're always looking for a landing spot. It's not like you're going to aim for, the Albuquerque International or Double Eagle or whatever airport. You're always looking for a landing site, and so you're always making ideas. Where might I go? Where might I go? Playing that 3D stuff as well. And your burns and your vents, that's 8 to 10 seconds ahead of where you are.
Well, we have Diane with yet another person down on Fiesta Field on this glorious Maes Ascension Day at the 52nd Annual International Balloon Fiesta, powered by ExxonMobil. Diane, who do you have for us?
I've got Rachel, Ethan, and Adam. They are zebras, or actually launch directors. And I saw Rachel in action. We weren't able to catch her on camera, but this woman goes from balloon to balloon and she kisses all of the pilots. And I'm saying she's only here for those kisses, and I'm not necessarily sure for directing traffic. Rachel?
Yes, ma'am. So what we're here for is the launch balloons, and we have become very close to a lot of our pilots. So a lot of the pilots, when we go up and we greet them, we do kiss them on the cheek. And it's just because I love all of my pilots. I have the best row on the field, row 2. Sorry for the other launch directors. But the pilots are amazing, and they come out and they work so hard for the week, and just really appreciate all their hard work.
Now, you said that all the launch directors love the pilots and kiss them. Is that true, Ethan? Do you go kiss all the pilots?
I may not be kissing, but we're definitely getting good handshakes and hugs. Handshakes and hugs.
Adam, what about you and the kisses, as Rachel said?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to stick with Ethan. Handshakes and hugs. Handshakes and hugs. Yeah.
Fist bumps, fist bumps.
Well, thank you so much.
And Rachel, you also get the crowd clapping and excited.
Yes.
Right? What do you do?
Yeah, so after we launch the balloons, we like to turn around and get the crowd cheering for them. And this morning we launched the Aggies balloon. I turned around and made everybody thumbs up, guns up.
Guns up, guns up. So we are going to try to catch you tomorrow. If not, I'm going to have you run just a few feet back, run, and show us what you do, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Show and then blow your whistle and move your hands and everything, because we missed you live in action, but we'll be, okay? Take action, Rachel.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
What she does. Okay. That's far enough, Rachel. There.
That's what you're looking to see when you're a balloon pilot. The whistle, the thumbs up, and off you go into the great blue sky over Albuquerque, New Mexico.
There's a great shot. I think it's either, I think it may be Barber to the right there in the Roadrunner Coyote balloon, right near the hugs.
Could be.
Smokey Bear to the left.
I need a bigger monitor up here. Of course, if I do that, I won't be able to see all the rest of the balloons. So.
There's our friend Deb Oskelin here in Albuquerque in plum,
her
fired
balloon's
up.
been purpleized.
Well, I think it's been purpleized from day one.
Even her previous balloon was purple.
Someone sent me a video earlier in the week of this is how Debbie O becomes purpleized, and she has a turning vent on the side, and it was during inflation, and she came crawling out of it, and she was so embarrassed. She goes, I can't believe you sent that to Ted, but all in good fun.
We've been having great fun with Debbie all week. Known Debbie for a long time, pilot here in Albuquerque. We've been on the Quad A Education Committee for a number of years and have done some great work. We talked about Dr. Steve Comodina and the Stork balloon yesterday. His son, Mark, now flies the Stork balloon, but this is the other balloon
He mentioned it early in the week.
He did mention it, the Never Forget balloon. So on this side, it's Never Forget, and we have the badge more typical of sheriff's officers, but as you see around the other side of the balloon, you'll see the badges of the police department and other first responders as well. So Mark Comodina, who is taking over the reins and flying those balloons for us. And remembering all of those who serve to keep all of us safe.
You know, throughout the week and just now, I got a post on Facebook that says, I miss Albuquerque so much. I really, really want to come back. Well, you know what? The 2025 Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta, the dates are set. October 4th through the 12th of next year. Painted Horizons, Peg Bilson spoke about it. So if you really, really miss Albuquerque, start planning now. You have a whole year to get out here with us. And if you can't get out here with us, watch it as always on Balloon Fiesta Live.
You actually don't have a whole year yet.
No.
It's like more like 350 some days before we get started. You know, because it's always the first Saturday, the date number always kind of shifts forward.
Third,
Till we get
fourth,
to the
fifth,
first.
yeah.
So 5th this year, 4th next year. When it gets to the 1st, then it jumps back usually to the 7th, and it kind of works its way. But just whatever calendar, whatever year you're looking at, it's always the first Saturday is when things start. Of course, being here before that is great because you get to see Albuquerque Aloft on Friday. You can do some early shopping and just get a lay of the land, all that great stuff.
And you also have the time to hit some other treasures of New Mexico, Taos and Santa Fe, and Carlsbad's a little further out, but I've had people come in and do that.
Yeah, put it under there. It won't blow away on us.
Getting a little breezy up here. And next year it will be the ExxonMobil Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta.
As ExxonMobil steps up to be the title sponsor of Balloon Fiesta. They've been the presenting sponsor for the last few years. They actually got their start sponsoring here at Balloon Fiesta with their subsidiary, XTO, sponsoring Balloon Fiesta Live. Just kind of shows you the power of Balloon Fiesta Live. The subsidiary starts advertising and supporting Balloon Fiesta through Balloon Fiesta Live. Next thing you know, they're the presenting sponsor, and now, as you said, starting next year, the title sponsor. And glad to have ExxonMobil. What a great partner they have been.
There's Nancy and Wes the Wolf.
And our Cheetah balloon. So the winds have started picking up. We talked about those winds high being a little fast. Well, they stayed up there nicely for us, but now that the clouds have moved away and the sun has come up, now that wind is mixing down.
We did talk about that with the weather, with the clouds that are holding, that was holding off that fast layer of wind. And
so we talked about flying and looking for a landing site. Look at that field. There's already 3 balloons in it. Not exactly sure where that is.
That may be. Let's see if we can zoom out a little bit. That's Siebel High School.
Yeah, it sure is. Yeah. So you've got that spot on one side of the road, and then you've got the field, other fields there. They're looking at there, always looking farther ahead to see what you have, looking for sites. And that is just across the river is where Cibola High School is.
And I remember when Cibola High School was the only thing in that piece of property. That was it.
On the only thing on the west side of town.
I dated a girl up on the hill.
Oh, yeah?
And I lived in the Heights, and it seemed like it was a trip every time I went out there. And now we go out and fly every weekend out there, or people fly out there every weekend, and it's just like a normal thing.
When I first came to Albuquerque, I was working over on the east side of town as well. And one of the guys I was teaching with had a house on the west side. And we had a little party out there one night, and you're right, it was a long drive out there, it seemed. And he was on the edge of civilization.
Right.
I now live 2 miles past him, and I'm not on the edge of civilization anymore.
I know where you live.
So, that was nothing but dirt and escarpment. And
in fact, that last shot right there was probably the general area of the old 7 Bars Airport that we discussed. They used to have a lot of balloon operations out of there years ago.
That's just east of Cibola High School. So we're thinking that these balloons that are standing up on the field now most likely will just be doing a static display, letting us see the banners of the Quavo, the U.S. Bank, Find Your Park, Wonder Bread, RPS Balloon Insurance, Preventive Pest Control. And so all of those, I got a couple of penguins, looks like, on the north end. We've seen Darth and Yoda. There they are as well. Even Debbie, we talked about, standing up on the north end of the field. So giving all of those folks that are here on the field a great opportunity to get up close and personal with balloons. Of course, here at Balloon Fiesta, it's one of the very few balloon events, or aviation events, if you will, that allows spectators to be on an active flight line, which basically our launch field is. Something that kind of got started at the very first one in 1972. few 13 balloons out there. We'll have a couple hundred people show up. 20,000 showed up. And it was kind of like there's not a whole lot one man on a horse, one police officer on a horseback can do to control that. And the crowds have always been great around our balloons. And so that has continued now all the way through number 52. It's one of the very few places in the country for a balloon rally you can be this close.
And there's a shot of our officials who keep tabs on everyone and make sure we have a safe event, the flight safety team.
And that's a new tower for them. They kind of rebuilt that, so they have a much more safe tower to be on.
Yeah, it's very stable. I was there the other day.
Yeah. So the gal in the dark blue jacket, just to the right of that pole, that's Jennifer Garcia. She's our event director.
Yep. And talking with Henry Rosenbaum, who is the balloon meister right there to the left with the black beanie
black
on.
Cap. And on the right side of Jennifer, Henry just moved. On the right side is Donovan, who was up here before. And Peg Bilson's going to be in the mix there.
She's right there with the red hat. And then you have Tom Bueno, the chief of safety, who's there as well.
He's the one walking to the left.
Yep.
Is that Mike Garcia who just walked by?
Yep, that is Mike Garcia. And then we have a representative from the FAA.
And, and the gal with the long blonde hair, that's going to be Karen Wells. We mentioned her as part of the weather. So you've got a lot of the weather guys up there with the guys that are directing the flight operation, because they're continuing to monitor and have these conversations about what's happening and changing with the weather, because as we've talked all week, it changes very fast, very quickly, and very regularly.
Yeah, and they have a weather loop that they're always updating, so the pilots can tune to on their aircraft radio, so they know different weather reporting stations throughout the city to know what the current conditions are at those areas of Albuquerque and or Rio Rancho and Corrales. So as I look off to the west, this shot is actually looking more towards the stage that Music Fiesta will be on. But as I look to the west, many of the balloons, now that the cloud cover has lifted and that stable air is kind of being mixed down and out now, they're flowing more towards the west at a little higher rate of speed. And people on the ground here, you can see the balloons bobbing back and forth, getting a little bit of wind off of that hill. But a great shot again from Pat Irwin and our cracked team from Windfire Productions.
Camera person Travis.
Yeah.
Nice place to land out there. You know, a few minutes ago, I was looking way out to the east and up and high, and I saw a Kubitschek balloon up there. I noticed he's making it back and about to land on the north end of the field.
Yep.
He's way over here.
And there he goes right there.
There he is. That's the one. Just not 5 minutes ago, he was well over the east side of the field. And so he has managed to bring the kind of...
It's almost a corkscrew box that brings him out, similar to what they're doing from the field here, headed out towards Rio Rancho.
Yeah. Just played that here. And Andrew Hawley has the little baby Pico out there. And I think he's going to be coming back here as well.
And I believe there's Puddles up over there that's going to try and do the same thing.
I just doing a little side business here on the side. You know, Team Fast Tracks drops in every one of our evening sessions. And at 5 o'clock, they bring the flag in, or flags in, I should say, with pyrotechnics and smoke and streamers. And at 7:30, they jump in their lighted LED suits. And they started bringing the Fiesta flag in with pyrotechnics this year as well. And they have a helmet cam, so that we usually have some live footage from the sky from one of the jumpers as he's looking down on things. And we've had a couple of little issues with making that camera work and the technology work, but they run the recording off that camera anyway. They just brought me the recordings of the last couple of jumps.
I saw.
And so I'm going to take a look at those when we get off the air this morning, and we'll see about how we can post that or work that into tonight's show or tomorrow's show as well. And so we'll have some great footage of that. Of course, we'll also use that throughout the year. I suspect we'll put some of that on our website as well.
Oh, look at this great shot from Pat and the team. Looking back towards Fiesta Field, we're right down there to the right. You see all the cars
There's
glimmering.
the river, and then all the cars farther out. Yeah. I was trying to read what banner that is.
Mission Supply. Oh, we're down. 3. I'm going to guess 308, but I may be wrong.
Yeah, Mission Linen Supply. Yeah, John Ross shooting the breeze from Appleton, Wisconsin. That was him. So we've talked about our license plate giveaway earlier this morning. We talked about how you can win a Balloon Fiesta Live replica license plate. And we'll give you another opportunity to scan the QR code to get your name in. Time is running short to enter the contest because we only have, I've got 3 names I'm going to tell you that I've already pulled, and we have tonight and tomorrow morning. So after today, we've only got 6 more license plates to give away. If you're one of these last-minute procrastinators, don't wait any longer. Scan that code, and you could be the winner of a Balloon Fiesta Live license plate. Our winners for this morning are from Statesville, North Carolina, Candace Litton. From Midland, Michigan, Mindy Tagular. And I'm sure I didn't pronounce that correctly. And I forgot to write down the city, but Nancy Yeager is also a winner today.
That could be dangerous. There could be many Nancy Yeagers out
But
there.
I know who it is. I just didn't put it in my list. So the way this works is you put your name in, we eliminate any duplicates, and then I run a random number generator. You get a number when you go in. I run a random number generator. It gives me 3 numbers, and I call you as the winners. And when Balloon Fiesta is finished, so somewhere around the middle of next week, I'll be reaching out to each of our winners over all 14 sessions and confirming your address, zip code, all that good stuff. Make sure that you know that you were a winner in case you didn't happen to be watching when we called your name. And we'll be sending you a Balloon Fiesta Live license plate. And thanks to everyone who has entered. I wish I could give one to every one of you, but our friends at the sign store here in Albuquerque, they have made available 50 of those plates for us to give away. And we thank the folks at the sign store. Al Padilla, a great guy to work with. So that's the way that works. Of course, we've started telling you that the way to tell us what you think of Balloon Fiesta Live and our coverage is to send us an email. That email is balloons@balloonfiesta.com. Balloons@balloonfiesta.com. I'll see those and we'll share them with the other staff members and the board of directors here as well. So send us a note letting us know what you think of our coverage here of the 52nd Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta. There's the address on the screen, balloons@balloonfiesta.com. And we've thrown a new wrinkle into that, and that is if you've got pictures of you and your family, your pets, etc., or wherever you are watching Balloon Fiesta Live, grab a little snapshot of that scene and post it to your social media or our social media. Send it to somebody you know that works with us. Hashtag it Balloon Fiesta Live. We'd love to see some of those pictures about how and where you are watching us bring you this fabulous event, the Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta.
And, you know, we've already had some great response. We've been getting stuff on social media all morning, so keep it coming, folks. And I think Diane is down on the field. Nope, sorry.
All right.
You know, looking at social media here, we had the viewers ask, and they shall receive. Someone asked, do we have any balloons from Orlando, Florida? And with this awesome spotting app that Art has created, yes, we do. We have one balloonist from Orlando, Florida. That's Mark West. It's in his 30th year, and he's flying red, white, and Pooh, as in Pooh Bear.
Mark West used to be with Aerostar Balloons. Aerostar was a manufacturer of balloons for a long time. Started as Raven Industries, and Raven Industries still exists. They make a lot of balloons for scientific and other research opportunities. And for a while, they kind of branched off into the sport balloon business. I mean, you heard us talk about Aerostar balloons. And Mark West was an executive with that. He and his wife, Kay, still fly balloons, give people check rides and all of that great stuff. And they've been bringing balloons to us for a number of years. POW MIA, Luke Sesnick, has that balloon standing up here. We have a few more standing up on the field as we're going to kind of wind down our Saturday morning mass ascension. Pat Irwin's still flying. Look at how many balloons are looking at that big field now.
Yep. I think they kind of missed Cibola High School, but there is lots of land.
There's lots more.
Lots of land where they're going. Just go west, my friend.
Going,
go west, my friend.
One of the Colorado balloons, which is one of the ride balloons. Actually, that's 2 or 3 ride balloons still out there with them. Actually, 4 or 5 maybe. Neil Jackson off on the side. Yep, there's the Colorado. And one of the radio station balloons that is a ride balloon. There's a Rainbow Riders balloon. I think that's the Mission Linen going off the right. The yellow with the vertical patterns of blue. That's Flying Circus and Neil Jackson. And the 76 balloon of Jason Gabriel out of Colorado.
Just great shots.
I did appreciate.
And there's downtown Albuquerque.
There it is. You mentioned the spotting app. I've actually been using that for a number of years up here. There was actually some nice comments on social media yesterday that they're picking up on the fact as we talk about it and use it here more. And
well, it's funny because I have a lot of people here on the field. It's like, hey, how do I get that app?
Yeah.
Well, that's top secret.
Yeah. It is something that I've considered. I'm not in this to make money. I'm in this to bring entertainment and joy, and to use the technology to make
all of the 2024. I'm going back in time. The 2024 Balloon Fiesta items will be gone. So
now's the time. Get your shopping. I talked with the merchandise folks yesterday, and yes, things are going quickly. Shelves are becoming a little
more
less
bare,
populated, a little bare. So do get in there. And, of course, Balloon Fiesta stuff operates year-round. So while all of our 2024 merchandise is going quickly, and there's the sizes and those types of things.
So they should sign up for What's Up Wednesday.
They absolutely should. And we actually even added a year-round line of merchandise. So it's Balloon Fiesta merchandise that does not have the year on it. Some people love to have the year to mark that, but other people say, I'm going to wear this for years and years and years to come. And so they want it without the year. So we've got both for you, year-round line of merchandise. We've even got some great bike shirts. And every time I ride my bike and I'm wearing a Balloon Fiesta bike shirt.
I'm sure you hear a horn behind you or people yelling at you.
Oh, yeah, they're always, where did you get that shirt? That's a great shirt. So you'll want to check those types of things out as well. All kinds of balloons, balloon-related articles on Balloon Fiesta stuff. And remember, Fiesta 24, 10% off sportswear, only through Monday. So use it quickly, one-time use only, and make all that happen. Let's see, we did Balloon Fiesta Live license plates. We did the sportswear coupon at Balloon Fiesta stuff. We talked about 2025 being our Painted Horizons.
We have Music Fiesta this afternoon.
We have that with Carly Pierce, our headliner. The Music Fiesta starts at 1 o'clock, and Carly Pierce is on the stage at 4. Then we're going to be back here later tonight as well, because at 5 o'clock, Team Fast Tracks will jump in, bringing flags in. We'll record that, bring it back to you at 6 o'clock when we come on the air. Yeah, we're continuing to watch. Is he back in the air again?
Yeah, Pat decided to fly on.
All right.
He probably wanted to do a hop, get some crew in the air. People have worked really hard, yeah.
Well, while it's a little gusty on the field, it certainly looks calm back over there. So there's a great shot of Pat.
He's going in a direction where there's lots of places to land, lots of open areas. So
not too far, and he'll be over all those houses.
Yep.
Yeah. That was a great place to land there. It wasn't necessarily the best place to pack up, so maybe that's why he decided to fly it. Look at that orange and yellow one we were flying next to is out there as well.
Leapfrog over him, yeah. And that's looking back at Cibola High School.
That was a Rainbow Rider balloon still flying.
And that's where it landed, right in front of that, to the right of the tree down there. Looks like where your traffic camera is.
Yeah, you can kind of see the little bridge because there's a little arroyo or ditch coming there. He just came in right in there and landed in there, and so now he's going back up over the houses. So I think we also mentioned that balloons at balloonfiesta.com is the way you can email us. And if you want to post pictures of you watching Balloon Fiesta Live, be sure and hashtag them Balloon Fiesta Live. We're going to go looking for those pictures. And thanks to everyone who's already sent those in. So I was talking about tonight. We're going to record Team Fast Tracks bringing the flag in. We'll play it back for you at 6 o'clock when we come on the air. At 6:30 is when our Night Magic Glow is scheduled. Regular balloons tonight. And if tonight is anything like last night, it's going to be fabulous. And if you're anywhere near Albuquerque, you should plan to get here tonight. And come early. I think there's going to be a big crowd tonight. After our balloon glow, we will be able to bring you another Team Fast Track skydiving dive brought to us by Accident Insurance Company. And they'll be doing that with pyrotechnics, which is really pretty cool. And I know that they're working on that helmet cam so that we can have great shots from the sky as well as from the ground. After that, we have our drone show and our fireworks show. and that all comes together. Actually, yeah, well, it's because they're all kind of at the same time. They're actually reversed on the screen. Fast Track's at 7:30, the drone show at 7:45. I don't know who did that, but we need to have a conversation with that art guy who put this slide together.
Yeah, we need to talk to that guy.
He needs to have some more quality assurance on that. And then we'll finish it all up with our Afterglow fireworks show. Tonight being the last night of Balloon Fiesta, you know that the fireworks guys are going to shoot the wad.
Yep.
Everything they brought is going to go up
It's
tonight.
gone. It's going because they're not taking it home with them.
They're not taking it home. So while our fireworks are always fabulous here, I expect tonight to be even bigger and better than it's been. All of that happens live here. You'll be able to see it all on Balloon Fiesta Live as well. And then unfortunately tomorrow morning it's the farewell Maes Ascension.
Well,
one more event.
One more event, and then it's not a whole year, as you said, 355 days till the next one. We've already been planning it. But, you know, throughout the year, you can go back and watch Balloon Fiesta Live. It's all archived. You'll be able to say at that point 8 years of footage from Albuquerque and the International Balloon Fiesta. Will be there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at your viewing pleasure. And, yeah, we'll have to wait and start talking to our friends throughout the whole season. I know that my friends, my ballooning pals, are always talking about ballooning. So it's been great being out here, meeting new people. You meet new people all the time. I have new friends now in New York and Ohio, and they know where I live. So I'm going to start flying on the East Coast.
Well, there you go. And lots of folks continue to check in and watch and talk to us on Facebook and YouTube. We haven't necessarily done the best job of interacting with you in the chat room.
Yes, hello to Quapaw, Oklahoma.
We've just been having way too much fun, enjoying flying along with Pat Irwin. Earlier in the week, Nick Abrams has flown for us. There's his instrument pack right there, the Flytex. Altitude, how fast are you going up and down?
Kind of slow as you go.
What is the temperature at the top of the balloon?
Yep.
What altitude are you flying at?
There we go.
Yeah.
Can't see the
Can't
temp.
quite see.
No,
yeah.
A little bit of a glare.
But earlier we saw, so that's the required instrument that he has to have in the balloon by federal aviation regulations. Earlier when we were looking at those numbers, that's his hot air app, which is kind of his tracking app, his GPS.
Off of his iPad.
Yeah. So a lot of pilots will fly with those as well. Just gives you a little extra information. Yeah, there's his iPad. Yeah, so now look, he was going like 3 miles an hour. As I put their hand over and kind of shade that. But earlier he was going 5, now he's going 3. How fast are you going? Because you called the app up.
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere.
Not going anywhere.
And I'm at 5,065 feet right here, and right in the middle of Fiesta Field. So it's actually a really cool app because it has all of the aeronautical information on there, shows the TFRs and the zones that you can or cannot be in, the PZ zones, prohibitive zones. So
and it records your whole track. You can go back and relive that both with altitude, not only your longitude and latitude, but also the altitude that you were at as well. Did you just see the kids come running? Oh, the dogs running out of the house. Dogs, and yep, the dogs are there to greet them. See, they're welcoming them down as well. Usually when the dogs come out, the kids and the family come out next. That's because the family has to get dressed. The dogs don't have to get dressed.
Right.
Hey, you know, funny story about that. I was flying with Scott Vesley when he was flying a very pink balloon, and it had a big Victoria's Secret banner on the side of it. And there's 3 gruffy guys, Scott, myself, and another guy in the basket flying over. We fly over this construction zone, and the guys are down there working. They're looking up. They see this pink balloon with Victoria's Secret on it, right?
Yep.
And they're like, oh, we're going to see, and then they see us.
And you're exactly correct.
I told you the family would come out.
Yep.
So there they are. Gosh, we even know where we are. What does that say? 4320 something. Great camera work, Travis.
They even got us the burner sounds.
Yeah. Come on down.
And
the balloon guys are yelling, hey, you got breakfast ready? Coffee on?
Yep. And as it's slow there, out here on the field, we have David Strassman coming in the Blaser Swiss Blue balloon. little bit of a push behind him, but he's got lots of friends to catch him.
There you go. Sit out there on your roof deck.
Yep.
And watch.
This is a perfect example of micrometeorology that Don was talking about earlier.
The balloon off to the right looks like it could be Ken Beebe.
Yep.
El Fuego
de Tortuga.
Tortuga. I always get those words backwards there.
Pat's having way too much fun up there.
He is. He is.
And Travis is getting a heck of a flight.
He is.
Pat, be advised, when you go to that other side of the hill, you got those lines on the other side of the hill. See that?
Hard question here.
Yeah.
Hard question the truck just asked me. They're gonna fly a little bit beyond 9 o'clock. I was looking at a 9 o'clock out, but I'd like to. Let's stay with it. Let's stay with it.
Yeah.
I understand. Yeah. As we continue to talk on air and to the truck at the same time.
Well, we also have some balloons. We also have some balloons making some approaches back. We have Cameron Wall back.
Oh,
and
yeah,
Lottie
we do.
Dot Chicken.
Yeah.
So people will be able to see some landings here on Fiesta Field, as well as our landing on the west side of Albuquerque.
Yeah, we've got some great pictures here, so let's stick with it. Yeah, Cameron's out there, the Ibex is out there, Lottie Dottie Chicken is out there.
We have one competitor out there probably eyeing it for next year.
Yep, practicing. I started looking to see who this was before, and I got distracted.
Let's see if I can help you out here. He's just making his way nice and smooth.
And we're back on the field with the POW MIA balloon, kind of keeping an eye on those that are up high. So we'll show you the difference as we've been talking about how the breeze is picked up over here more on the east side. Look at this. Rooftop
my
level.
goodness.
Rooftop level coming in.
I think
here's a nice open field, right?
Yep, right in an arroyo.
In the arroyo, yeah.
That is Ken Beebe. I can tell by his enchanted skirt. And we are down.
Almost. Almost, yeah. A lot of times you'll have that one initial bounce, and then because the weight has come off the envelope, it likes to then lift you back up. But that's on the vent line. Crew member walking up. We got you. We got you. Wait on. That is exactly what it looks like. There's the guy. There it is. Sandy Graham in Daybreak has been that yellow and orange and red balloon that we've been flying along with, and Pat Irwin has been taking us airborne in his Nevada battle-borne balloon.
Again, yes, landing right next to Ken Beebe in Tortuga del Fuego.
So you know what? I think we can hit this 9 o'clock out here.
Yep.
So let's go ahead, and we've still got a few balloons left in the sky over here, but I think we're going to call it quits for the morning. We've got an awards brunch to get to that we are going to MC, and then we'll be back tonight for the Night Magic. So for Ted Maes, I'm Art Lloyd Jr. Diane Kinderwater's been on the field for us. You've been watching Balloon Fiesta Live. Thanks a lot. We'll see you tonight for Night Magic.
So long, everybody.
Bye-bye.
You've been watching Balloon Fiesta Live, powered by ExxonMobil. Always in October and always in Albuquerque. This is the 52nd edition of the Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta, the world's premier ballooning event. Want more balloon action? Visit the archive of Balloon Fiesta Live broadcasts at balloonfiesta.com. Thanks for watching Balloon Fiesta Live. This program is a production of AIBF Inc.